Good morning and happy week one. It is Sunday of the very first week of the 2024 season. We're ready for some more action and we're ready to help you win in fantasy football because that's what we do. That's our end game after all. And we're going to answer your start sit questions and maybe even rate some teams. Whatever you got for us, we're here for it. We're going to answer as many questions as possible up until kickoff, which is still a good 3 hours away. But sometimes even that is not enough time. So we'll do our best. We've been treated to two really good games so far. Week one, usually there's a good amount of scoring. I think the defenses aren't quite ready necessarily to catch up to some of those offenses. Hopefully there's a lot of points on your fantasy teams. So we're going to go over, first of all, who's in, who's out. We're going to talk about, what you're going to see on the very first slate of this week. And of course, you should have already checked out the videos. We tell you who we like, who we don't on start sit. You still have time to check those out if you haven't. But of course, we're here to answer your questions first and foremost. So, it's almost like Christmas Eve, isn't it? It's
Yes.
still, I know we've had games, but there's still something special about the first week, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. Because today, games going on at the same time. This feels like finally the start. Like those games were like the appetizers, right? This is like the main meal. Here we go.
There you go. Exactly. Main course. We're ready.
Yep.
So how this works, if you've been with us before, of course, you already know. Anybody who's new, first of all, welcome. Glad that you
Yes.
joined us this season on this channel. Hopefully help you win at least a championship or two and give you some insight. So we will answer as many of the questions as we can. We're going to have a lot. Super chats will go first. That's why that feature exists. If you did drop a super chat, we'll prioritize it. We'll definitely answer all of those in order that we get them. And then we'll do as many of the others as we can, hopefully in some sort of order or as well. We'll try to get to some players we don't always talk about. Now, before we get into the questions, got a couple of reminders for you. First of all, if you have not yet tried Underdog, you still have time because you can get that free pick of Dak Prescott. You can get that right now. That is 1.5 passing yards. Just go higher on it. Now, you get this free pick when you sign up the very first time on Underdog because you use promo code ENDGAME. That gets you this free pick plus a whole lot of other promotions. You still get $1,000 bonus cash deposit match of 50%. So when you first sign up, it's definitely going to be worth it because you get, like I said, the promotion, the free picks, and then whatever else they got going on. They have all sorts of things. But right now, Dak Prescott just getting 1 yard. And the other app that you definitely need to have besides Underdog is Draft Lane. This is our app, I like to say, although our friend Ali actually helped develop it. We just kind of get to claim that it's our app, but we really didn't do the hard work behind the scenes. We just do the upfront football stuff. Same stuff we're doing here. Football questions, start sit, trade, waiver wire, all of that stuff. You can get it via app. That's right. If you can't make the live stream or maybe you didn't get your question answered, you can use this app instead. And there's all sorts of features in there. Don't have time to go into all of them, but you can check it out right now. Just download that app, go to draftlane.com, and you'll see not only what it features, and it can take you right there, the App Store, the Google Play Store. It's completely free to download. And they're also, you can check out, like, for example, I think now we have even some testimonials on there. You can look at the requests. These are some examples of some actual questions people have been asking. Of course, we've gotten a lot throughout the last few weeks, but that's just for draft. Now we have them for in season. So, for example, a question, we'll pop one up there, and you can see, you can show your roster. This is a start sit question. And you think, how do you do that now? Well, we have access if you sign up and you can link your Yahoo and your sleeper rosters on DraftLane, and we can see your roster. You don't have to type it out anymore. That's right. Instead of having to type out every single player on the stream, you just log in with your regular Yahoo or Sleeper login, and you ask your question. We can see your roster then, and then you ask your question. We can answer it, and it doesn't have to be in the span of a minute, 30 seconds on the live show. We can just take our time, peruse your roster, and decide who's in, who's out. And no, it doesn't make the move for you. Just want to clarify that. You still have to do it, but it tells you, hey, start this guy, sit this guy. We give you our recommendation. That's it. It's done. So it's just a good alternative to this. We still, of course, love having you guys on the live show, and definitely you can feel free to continue to ask your questions. It's just a different way to do it. So worth checking out. Again, the app is called Draft Lane, not just for drafts. All right. Just want to clarify that. Let's talk injuries, because was really hoping somehow before today and after yesterday's live show that it would just magically clear up and every Bengals receiver would be playing, but I don't think that's happened. T. Higgins is still doubtful, and we're still not playing him under any circumstances. Is that right?
That's right. I'm not. Even if they come out this morning and say, hey, he's going to play. I don't care. He can. I mean, unless your other options are just terrible, right? Like we had a question yesterday. Was it Tyler Durden? I think it was Tyler Durden had like a 16-teamer. Maybe it was somebody else, but they had like a 16-teamer, and their other options outside of T. Higgins were like Cedric Tillman. Just like full on dice rolls. Like, okay, in that case, I'll gamble with T. Like, just give me T and hope he does something. But in most cases, I'll put T on my bench, even if he plays, which I don't think he's going to play.
No, I mean, doubtful. Almost never does a guy go from doubtful to playing in full. With T. Higgins, you can just cut that chance, in not even half. Like it's like almost like zero. And so, yeah, even if he does play, no. So T. Higgins is technically doubtful, pretty much out. Josh Downs is out, although hopefully that's not a long stay. DJ Chark is on IR. So if for some reason you were rostering DJ Chark, I think you can part ways. Just saying.
Yes. Not
worth stashing the IR spot. All right. And then here's the other one. Questionable Jamar Chase. What do we do?
Well, I don't even know. Like, did you see yesterday they added illness to the injury report for him? So now he's questionable not only for contract dispute, but for illness. Who knows? I mean, we're gonna get an update here, right? I think do they play an early game today, or are they the afternoon game? Okay, they're the early game, so we should get actives and inactives in about hour and 15 minutes. They'll start rolling in. So you want to sit tight, I'll be on top of those on Twitter, checking them out. So we'll know more then. But yeah, what a wacky way to start the season for the Bengals.
Yeah, the illness should be headache. That's what he's giving us. Definitely anyone who has Chase. Yeah, we'll see. I have benched Chase wherever I have him just because why take the risk? But it depends on your other option, like you said. And then here's a pretty big one, I'd say. Maybe the number one pick in a lot of drafts, Christian McCaffrey. Listed as questionable, calf/Achilles. Now, when you hear the word Achilles, that sort of, makes your heart stop for a second. But what's the deal here? Is he going to actually play? Sounds like he will.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's going to play. And if Christian McCaffrey plays, you play Christian McCaffrey. You don't even question it. But I'll say, like, this is not a good way to enter the season for Christian McCaffrey. Like, he didn't really practice much, all this training camp with this calf injury, and even still going into week one, he's still questionable. Like, he's still not even full. I mean, it's a Monday night game. Look, it doesn't matter. You're playing Christian McCaffrey. You're starting Christian McCaffrey, but man, like that whole game, I'm just going to be terrified. Like, are we going to get the Christian McCaffrey running around the edge, and there he goes, he falls down on his own, and we all know what that means. I mean, I don't want to even put that out there. It's terrible, but You do not want to see the word Achilles. Like, why 49ers? Why? Don't even put that out there.
Yeah. Let's just not even think about that. Yeah. Christian McCaffrey, if he plays, and I think he's playing, you play him, but yeah, let's just hope for the best. Now you don't have to worry quite as much. Russell Wilson is questionable, and he's like, I want to play. And then the training staff's like, no, you're good. So I don't think Russell Wilson will play. And even if he does, you shouldn't really have to worry about it.
Right.
Is Justin Fields worth playing? Legit question. Probably super flex only.
Yeah, or if you you're in a really deep league and you got stuck terrible at quarterback. But it's starting to sound like Russell Wilson is really trying to play. Now, again, whether that Steelers staff will let him play, but they're going to let him test it out in pregame and see. So this is no lock that Fields is playing today. So, but yeah, Fields, super flex is your QB2. Your other, QBs aren't very good, sure. But like one QB, you'd have to be really desperate.
Oh, yeah. Like beyond desperate. Like there's punting QB and then there's Russell Wilson. Like you didn't even draft a quarterback and somehow everybody else drafted two. Tyler Lockett, also questionable. Here's some good news. Some old receivers. I shouldn't say old. We're old. Some older receivers. Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins. Looks like they are going to play, although maybe not 100%. Kyle Pitts is in. So reports of his early demise have been very much exaggerated. Jalen Warren is in. Jordan Addison, Curtis Samuel, although keep an eye. It was like a turf toe type issue. So something to monitor there. Mike Williams, Rashawn Johnson, and it sounds like Antonio Gibson's going to give it a go. So thankfully, not too long of an injury report, but just wait till week 2. All right. Hopefully not. All right, we're good to go. I think we're caught up on the injury news, and it's time for the questions. So here we go. How about we start with somebody who possibly is still online. This question came in at 1 a.m. Legend of Trey 402. There's being early, and then there's being 1 a.m. early.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what I talked about. A lot of y'all, it's okay to brag right now because as soon as week 1 starts, it's a whole new season. Right. Won the championship last year. It's a 12-man league. Murray, Connor, Gibbs, Evans, St. Brown, Kincaid, Olave, Ricedell, JD, Ford, Shakir, Jalen Wright, Brooks on IR. All right. So what do you think of this team? And then also the question after this is, do I pick up Chase Brown? And if so, who would you drop?
All right. Let's see. He says 1 QB, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, a flex. Are we picking that for him? Or is he just saying that's how his... I mean, I'm not starting. I'm not as much as I like Ford this week. I think Connor is probably still the play, a little safer there.
Yeah.
It's a 12 team. I mean, this is a really good team. You got Connor and Gibbs. You got Evans, St. Brown, Olave, Rice. Is Dell just are Rice and Dell just chilling on your bench? Like, hey, what's up? I'm just over here on your bench if you need me. Kyler Murray. You got Kincaid, very good team. I mean, this is like a 9.
Yeah, it says 1 flex and only 2 receivers. So you got Evans, St. Brown. I mean, you're flexing only one of Olave, Ricedell.
Yeah, as far as Chase Brown, I think you can drop Jalen Wright for Chase Brown. Like Jalen Wright, as much as I like Jalen Wright and see the path for him, he probably is going to need one of Mostert or Achane to miss some time to get significant work, whereas Chase Brown right off the bat should be at least like the 1B in this offense. So drop Wright, pick up Chase Brown.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Again, I talked about Wright on the Beat the Breakout as a stash, but again, this is a stash if you have room. This is a stash if you have someone who's droppable. Injuries, of course, will happen. You would rather have the playable running back. Like you could put Chase Brown in a lineup right now and not worry about him getting you nothing. Jalen Wright's not going to do anything unless one of those running backs gets hurt. So I think that's totally fine. Would you? I mean, I think you could consider it's a 1 QB league. you got Kyler Murray. You don't have to hold on to Jaden Daniels, right?
You don't have to, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to. He's already on your roster. I wouldn't want to drop him. And then he goes off today, and some other team gets who maybe was like is hurting at quarterback gets Jaden Daniels. So I think you just hold him. I will say you could also consider dropping Khalil Shakir. I like Khalil Shakir, but like you already have Rice and Dell can't even get into your lineup. Like, when is Khalil Shakir ever cracking your lineup, honestly, outside of just like devastating injuries? So if you want to hold on to Jalen Wright, I'd also be okay with Shakir.
True. All right. So let's get to the next one. Got somebody in Germany, CR.
Nice.
All right. Welcome. 12-team half PPR, 3-receiver, 2-flex league. Warren McConkey Samuel.
I mean,
so
McConkey is interesting. What's that?
The other flex is already Moss. Now, we could just leave that, or if you really want to switch it, you could switch it too. I think I would leave Moss.
No, I'd leave Moss because I feel like they are just going to lean on him more today and just win an ugly game. McConkey's interesting but I mean, first game as a rookie. I think I just go Curtis Samuel. See what he can do in that Bills offense. I know he had the toe injury, but he was a full practice all week. I mean, he wasn't even on the injury report at the end of the week. So it's not like he's not going into the week questionable. So I feel fine about his toe. I'll just gamble on Curtis Samuel this week, see what he can do.
Yeah, same with me. I started to really sort of buy into Curtis Samuel, later in draft season. Like I said, a little concerned that maybe he's not 100%. Samuel's had so many little injuries here and there, so a little nervous. But look, Warren's not 100%. I don't think. I would just go Samuel. Harry is also bright and early, which just want to clarify here. Good question. Sadly, no. The baseball streams are over. I know it's playoff time for a lot of y'all, but it's football. It's football season. Got some football to watch and videos to do and streams for football. So still putting in baseball videos, though. So don't worry. If you still need help, waiver wire and all that, we're still got a couple going on. And if anybody decided they want to be a baseball fan starting September, it's a good time to start. Ramesh. Hey, how's it going? Mostert, Coleman, or Spears?
Mostert for me. Yeah, Spears, I don't know. I know they're saying 50-50, but still, that's not enough for me to feel good enough about Spears. Coleman, again, making first start, competing with Kincaid, Curtis Samuel, Shakir. Don't really know what his volume is going to be like. Just give me Mostert. I feel good enough about Mostert this week. I'll go with him.
Yes, Mostert. I'm starting again. He's one of those players I feel like we're saying yes to a lot, and we really now hope he goes off because a lot of people have asked. I think it's just because a lot of people aren't sure how to value Mostert right now because we've heard so much about Achane, right? Achane was drafted in the second round, top 20 pick in a lot of drafts. And so it's easy to say, hey, well, what about this guy? He, led the league in rushing touchdowns and helped me win my league last year. What do we do with him? Do we start? He's very startable. In fact, he might get more yards, touches, touchdowns, etc. than Achane. Don't know. Don't really know. I can't say I know. I feel like Achane will definitely be involved as a receiver and give more receptions and has more upside than Mostert. I can't deny that. Mostert is very startable. So definitely going him over those two guys. Other John, what is up? Okay. For the flex, Ayuk or somebody else like Monty Cook's Samuel?
I might honestly, even in PPR, I might go Montgomery. I'm assuming Cooks, that's Brandon Cooks, not going Brandon Cooks on the road in Cleveland. Curtis Samuel, again, is fine, but not over those guys. Ayuk, not a lot of practice, going against Sauce. I think I'll just chance it with Monty. I like Monty this week. They're at home. It's the Rams defense, doesn't scare me. He could certainly score a touchdown. I know it's PPR, which hurts Monty, but still, I'm going to go Monty here.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Ayuk. That's another person we're getting a lot of questions about. Risky. You don't have to start him. It depends who your other options are. Don't feel good enough about Cooks or Samuel. Monty, it's borderline. It's either Ayuk or Monty for me. If you're gonna go floor, if you want to make sure you get some points, you're not, putting out an all-pro lineup everywhere else. I think you go Monty and you're fine. I'm not totally benching Ayuk, but I think you can for Monty. Brian, what's up, Brian? Nice and early
What's
as
up,
well.
Brian?
Football is here now. 6 points for a passing touchdown. Are we going Dak in Cleveland or Tua at home?
I'm going Tua at home against Jacksonville. I'm just not feeling a big week from these Cowboys in week 1. So most weeks I'll probably say Dak, but this week I'm going Tua.
Yeah, gotta go Tua the home versus, well, home against a decent but not amazing defense versus a road game against honestly one of the best defenses out there. Cleveland was really good. Let's go Tua. All right, Dan Fuller. Should I go JSN or Pickens?
I'm going Pickens here. Whether it's Russ, whether it's Fields, I'm going Pickens. I do like JSN this week. I think JSN is a guy who could surprise, I guess, a lot of people. But at the same time, he could just do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, because DK is still there. Lockett is still there in some capacity. Pickens should get the bulk of the targets in this offense, whatever that's worth. So give me Pickens.
Yeah, I do like Jason this week, but I'm not immediately thrusting up to like wide receiver 2 territory because I want to see this I'm excited for this new offense, but I still don't know what it looks like in an actual game, so let's see it. There could be some learning curve going on. Also, they just might not need to pass a lot in this game. So I do like Jason, but I'm not putting him over Pickens. I mean, again, Pickens is why I've been so in on Pickens this year. He's the number 1, 2, and 3 receiver in that offense because they don't have a number 2 and 3 receiver in that offense. So whoever's at quarterback, Pickens is going to have to get targeted, and he has those deep shots. And I think he proved he's pretty much quarterback proof after last year.
Wow, he's not Kenny Pickett quarterback proof.
But, well, okay, yeah. Kenny Pickett's like an exception to that rule. But did you die? Kyle Pitts, Jake Ferguson?
I'm definitely going Pitts here. I know it's crazy to say that with the confidence I just did, but he's seems like he's fine. Hamstring not an issue. Again, Ferguson in that tough matchup on the road against Cleveland. I still think Ferguson is startable. Like if Ferguson's my best option, I'm still rolling with Ferguson. Ferguson could still score. I mean, he still has touchdown upside. But Pitts has a better matchup. I'm going Pitts this week.
Pitts will be fine. Again, look at the matchup. Ferguson is startable, but it's not the best matchup. I'm not moving off my opinion of Pitts. I think a lot of people are ready to just, start shoveling dirt on him because they want to take that victory lap of saying, I'm never drafting him again. Like, no, I'm still going with Pitts. Tolu, Jordan Love. Here we go. In 2 leagues. Makes you feel better. I've got him in more than that. Half point PPR, 3 receivers, super flex. Okay, so had Love, Hill, Olave, Collins, Connor, Zamir, Goddard, Cooper, and JD. On the bench is B-Rob, Watson, Hollywood, Brissett, and May. So,
well, I know it's too late, Tolu, but my first advice is in a super flex league, draft better QB2 and QB3 because basically you only have 2 QBs because Brissett is never going to play when Drake May is playing, and Drake May is never going to play when Brissett is playing. So you basically have Love and whoever the New England quarterback is. That's it. Now, good news for Jordan Love. It's probably like what best we could have hoped for. It sounds like 3 to 6 weeks, and they think it might be on a shorter end of the 3 to 6 weeks. So that's the good news here. But the bad news is now you're going to have to roll Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback every week. Yeah, that's not good. It's super flex. You gotta prioritize quarterbacks a little earlier than that. I'm not sure. I mean, strategy advice. Like, I don't want to like panic trade. Like, I don't want to get fleeced here from somebody, right? Who's like, ooh, Tolu only has Jordan Love and Jacoby Brissett. He needs a quarterback. Let me go offer him like, Jared Goff or Tyreek Hill, something like that, and and get fleeced just to shore up my quarterback room. But like, it's super flex. The good news is you don't have to flex a quarterback. I mean, you got Hollywood hopefully coming back next week. Obviously, Watson's going to be a tough start without Jordan Love, so that doesn't really help you. Brian Robinson should have better matchups ahead. I mean, you can flex a non-QB, but I don't know who's on the waiver wire. Yeah, this might be a struggle the first few weeks for you.
Yeah, that's what we always say in Superflex. Don't just ignore the backup quarterback position, because you got potentially two starting positions you might need to replace if there's injury during a bye week, whatever. But exactly, I just echo what you said there. Don't start all of a sudden saying, well, I need a quarterback. You don't want Tyreek Hill. It's like, it's not worth it, to get you like a Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones type. Malik Willis? I don't know.
I don't even know if Malik Willis. I don't even think Malik Willis will be the starter. I think they'll go get like Sean Clifford or bring him back or whatever. Or they'll go get Tannehill or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could, if you got, you'll be fine flexing either Hollywood when he's back or Watson. I'm thinking Watson's not ideal, but you could get away with that. So you could maybe try to move like Cooper or a decent quarterback. I don't know if someone's really going to send you a starting quarterback just for him, though. So you might have to package something, but don't overextend yourself, though. All right.
Right.
Let's get to Mark Maloney. In half PPR, flex Pollard, Chase Brown, D-Hop, or Palmer.
I will say Palmer is interesting this week. I kind of like him as a sneaky go, but also risky. It's half PPR. I'll just go Tony Pollard. I think it's going to be Brian Callahan. I know has been talking like 50-50 split, and I think it'll be close to that, but I think Pollard will be on the better end of the 50-50. So, and again, I think Chase Brown will be on the worst end of the 50-50. So I'm going to go Pollard.
Yeah, this is close between those first two, Pollard, Chase Brown. But again, I do feel like Cincinnati will, partly because they have to or just should, run the ball more. They'll be able to, because again, not worried about that New England offense racking up points. So I do like the Bengals running game, but again, it's a split between Moss and Brown. What I've been saying is I prefer Moss because I think he's going to get more run in this type of situation. So let's just go Pollard here. I'm not starting D-Hop, even if he's playing. No. He's not. He's not healthy.
No, not healthy.
Right. Let's give a shout out once again to Dollar Bill is back in the house.
What's up?
Good to have you back. And you got a question, and it's got Raheem Mostert in it. Mostert, Monty, or Zamir White? This is tough.
Yeah, these guys are all like Spider-Man meme, but they're all pointing at each other. Like a three Spider-Man meme. I think in this case I might sit Mostert. I like Zamir. I like the matchup for Zamir. I don't think the Chargers are gonna be able to blow out the Raiders and like game script him out. I don't even know if he's like are is Dylan Law really gonna be like the third down back the whole game? Like, are they gonna trust him like in the 2-minute drill and stuff? I don't know. I think we're gonna see a lot of Zamir. And again, Monty is like such a good spot for Monty this week. That Rams defense not very good. That Rams interior doesn't scare me. He's got that Lions O-line. He's got just as much on upside as Mostert. I'm going to sit Mostert out of this group because I like the other two.
Yeah. Zamir White, to me, is the strongest of this group. I think he's going to get the most touches, and it's a good matchup. And then it's between Monty and Mostert. Like you just said, give the edge to Monty. Should be a high-scoring game, but it is really close. All right, and then Dan Fuller's got another. Palmer, JSN, or Pickens. Well, we talked JSN Pickens. What about Palmer? Does he make a difference? It's probably Pickens.
No. Palmer's like fine, deep league, hey, he should get you something. But Pickens has way more upside than Palmer. I'm going Pickens.
Yeah, you assume Pickens. It is Pickens. All right, Andy, which two? Olave, Puka, or Mari?
Whoo! Wow. Only two of these guys? I think you got to start Puka.
Yeah.
Man. I do like Amari against that Cowboys secondary, but I also worry that the Browns are just going to run the ball 30 times and just lean on the defense and keep it ugly. I mean, how healthy is Deshaun Watson? Is that guy ever going to be healthy again? If it's me, I'm probably going Puka and Olave, but man, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, I could go either way on Olave and Cooper, honestly.
Yeah. Most weeks Olave is just a guy you want to start without thinking too hard about it. Really, I like Amari this week. Puka, you have to start Puka. There's no reason not to. He's good to go against a bad secondary. So Puka for sure. Olave, Amari. I guess it probably should just be Olave because Carolina's defense isn't scary at all. But man, that's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to Jedi Koth. Welcome back. Half PPR, tank or mixed?
Another close one. I mean, tank always could hit a big play, he catches a pass, breaks a tackle, and goes 30 yards for a touchdown, and then you're wishing you played tank. But Mixon's gonna get the volume. Mixon's gonna probably get chances to score touchdowns. Will he score on them? We'll see. But he'll get chances. He'll catch enough passes, I think. I'm gonna chase the volume of Mixon here.
Interesting. I'm going to go tank, actually, because I feel like they're going to air it out against the Colts, and they're going to be able to air it out against the Colts. I know it's risky picking. It's when you got three good receivers, viable targets. Man, I feel like Tank has that huge upside, and partly because I haven't been in on Mixon much this preseason, but still, I think Mixon's fine. He's totally startable, but man, I would just personally, I'm going to go Tank here. But again, this is pretty close. This can go either way.
Yep.
All right. The Gaming Wolf just saying good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good morning.
Always here to make our day better. Max Curd, welcome back. Love you too. This is a quick one. Brock Bowers or Muth?
I know you probably drafted Bowers 5 rounds earlier than Muth, but I'm still going to go Muth this week. Again, we're talking about a rookie tight end making his first ever start in a Raiders offense. I mean, I'm just going to go Muth. If Bowers has a big game, or if Bowers is oh my gosh, Bowers got 8 targets this week. Okay. Next week, I'm rolling with Bowers. No questions asked. But this week, I'm just going to take Muth and see how Bowers is used.
Yeah, Bowers, not just his first game, but also he has had some foot issues. I think going into the season, he's not maybe 100%. Let's wait and see. It's going to take some time. Remember, even Stan Laporta wasn't like a monster from week 1. So let's just go move. Gabriel is back. What's up, Gabriel? Yeah, lost Higgins. Williams? Is that Mike Williams?
Oh, man.
Or Chuba?
Mike Williams, I'm going maybe Javonte. I'm hoping Javonte. Maybe Jameson. If it's Jameson or Javonte, I'm going with the Williams. If it's Mike Williams, I'm going with Chuba because Mike Williams is going to be very limited today. First game back from ACL. So if it's Jameson or Javonte Williams, I'm going Williams. If it's Mike, I'm going Chuba.
Yeah, good time to remind you, y'all, if it's a name like a Williams or a Smith or a Johnson, just let us know the full name.
Yes.
I know there's only one Chuba, that's for sure.
Right.
I'm not sure which Williams this is, so it kind of depends. All right, Surge. Who to start in the flex? Full PPR: Christian Kirk, Javonte Williams, Josh Palmer, Devin Singletary.
It's full PPR. I'm going to go Kirk. I'm going to go Kirk in full PPR. Again, Palmer, fine if you need him. Singletary also, I feel like, is fine if you need him. I think Javonte this week probably also one of those guys I just feel is kind of like fine if you need him on the road against Seattle. Not my favorite spot. So just go Kirk here. I like Kirk this week.
Yeah, in full PPR, give the edge to the receiver. He's the number 1 guy on his team. They should have to pass a lot. And then his CMC snaps going to be capped. We haven't heard.
You haven't heard anything about that? I mean, I know they were talking like Kyle Shanahan was talking this year, but he said this last season, and then CMC went out there and got like all the snaps. They might be, but at the same time, you can't bench CMC.
No,
just can't.
No, and I'm not going to bench him, for Devin Singletary. So, no. Christian Kirk, and don't worry about CMC. All right, LEJ end. Missed the early rushing QB, ended up with Cousins and Lawrence. I think that's fine. Okay,
Yep.
but just had my trade proposal accepted. Cousins for Love. What do you think?
I think it's fine. You can roll with T-Law. You can roll with T-Law until Love comes back. So, yeah, I think it's a good gamble. Because I don't think Cousins isn't going to, blow Love out of the water or anything. I would – if Love was healthy, I would take Love over Cousins for sure. So, yeah, good gamble here.
Well, you have somebody who's definitely startable. If Love only misses 3-4 weeks, yeah, they'll probably want to be okay. So I think it's fine. Cousins and Lawrence are pretty much going to be kind of the same guy, aren't they, for fantasy? Yeah,
probably
for the most part. Take the risk and hope Love comes back strong, which we definitely hope. Untamed Music wants some consolation here. Barely Sunday, tight end lost his job. QB snapped his knee. Well, I don't think it quite snapped, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'll say this on the other side of the coin here. I don't think Isaiah Likely is taking Mark Andrews' job. I think a lot of people are going to roll Isaiah Likely out next week and be, why is Mark Andrews getting the targets this week? I think that's what's going to happen. We'll see. And your QB, it sounds like, will be back in a few weeks. So, and the other really beneficial thing, if you want to be glass half full here, it's not his plant leg. It's not the leg he has to drive off of. It's his front leg. So that means better chance he can come back sooner. And he's not a rushing QB, so it's not like, well, now he's not going to be able to run. It's like, he doesn't do that anyways. So,
right. And that's what I was thinking. He's not somebody who depends on rushing output. So,
right.
Should be good to go for the second half of the season. So I know fantasy football is pain sometimes, but don't give up yet. It's still week 1. Let's see. Let's get to the Gaming Wolf. Got a question. Should I bench Burrow for either Fields, T-Law, or Stafford? Now, I actually have this exact dilemma. I honestly would pick up Stafford, except I would have to drop somebody, and I don't know if I want to drop somebody just for that.
Yeah. So if you have room for Stafford, like if you're like, hey, I got whatever, like some total roll of the dice just sitting on the end of my bench, then yeah, grab Stafford. I would start Stafford this week. You should feel pretty good about Stafford against the Lions in the dome. But if you have to drop somebody good, I'll just keep Burrow in there.
Right. If you have room, go Stafford. If not, I think you're okay with Burrow. I know you're not loving it, especially if Chase doesn't even do anything like actually play. He should still be able to get you some points. Like, it's not the end of the world. Remember, it's just week 1. So, Earth Eater. That sure looks like an Earth Eater there. Cup or Dell?
I got to go Cup. I like Cup a lot. I'm big on this Rams offense this week against the Lions defense. Again, I've talked about, I think this secondary will improve as the year goes on, but I think they could get off to a rocky start here in week 1. I'm going Cup.
I'm going Cup here too. I know I was saying I like Dell, but I like Cup more. That's why we like Stafford, because Cup's actually healthy. The real Superman. Messed up, sitting Reed and Worthy. Can't mess up again if Chase plays and he's in. So he's worried about not playing Jamar Chase. Okay, so if the other options are Pollard, Samuel, Gus, and McLaughlin, you just go Chase?
Yeah. No, I definitely go Chase over these guys if he's in. If he doesn't play, then I probably go with Gus Edwards.
Right. And this goes to the question a lot of you have is basically, do I start Jamar Chase?
Well, again, guys, we're gonna know for sure because inactives have to be in about 45 minutes. I did see he is out there warming up. Doesn't mean he's playing, but he's warming up. So sit tight. In about 45 minutes, we will know for sure if he's playing or not.
Yeah, so hang with us. We'll let you know as soon as we know, and we don't know any more than you do yet about Jamar Chase, but we'll hopefully find out something. My concern, of course, is he himself just took it upon himself to say, yeah, I mean, I might play if I decide to, but I'll be limited. What does that even mean? Like, you're going to limit yourself, or you're limited physically, or like, so that's my worry is like I put him in my lineup and then he's only out there like 50% of the snaps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out hopefully something. All right, Gabriel had asked us earlier. So this is different though. Instead of Chuba and one of the Williamses, I have Robinson Jr., Chuba, or Chase Brown. It's half PPR.
Man.
Honestly, go with the guy getting more touches. It's probably Chuba.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. I don't envision a big ceiling for Chuba, but Chuba won't completely kill you. So I'd probably just go Chuba.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The other two are clearly in like a 50-50 kind of situation. Chuba's not. So that's the tiebreaker here. Travis S, 12-man, PPR, Ramondre or Javonte?
Yeah, this is close. They feel like kind of the same guys. Bad offenses who could score but probably won't. Will catch passes, probably won't rack up a ton of yards. I guess I'll give the slight edge to Ramondre.
I'm going Ramondre. Again, I'm not sold on that Broncos offense doing much in Seattle, so not that I'm remotely sold about the Patriots, but I feel like Ramondre is going to catch a lot of passes. Rookit. How do you say that? Rocket? Rookit.
Rookit. Like a rook in chess. I don't know.
There you go. Rookit. Feelings about this 12-man PPR league. Richardson, Hall, Rashad, London, Waddle, DK, Goddard. On the bench is Flowers, Kirk, Warren, Zeke. And -1. Benson and Schultz.
I mean, Hall Rashad White is great. London Waddle DK is great. You got Richardson, Goddard, I think fine in the 12-teamer. Flowers on the bench, Kirk on the bench. I mean, yeah, Zeke on the bench is okay, but I don't even think I can dock you the point because this team is so good. This is a 9. This is a 9. I mean, you're stacked at running back. You're stacked at wide receiver. You got an elite QB. You got a good enough tight end. You got Flowers and Kirk just chilling on the bench. It's a 9.
Wow. So good it overpowered the Zeke penalty. It is really good. I mean, I can't see any reason not to love this team. I mean, you don't have an elite tight end, but something's got to give, right? Something's got to give. So this is
all right. Hold on, we're getting a pretty big report here, and this is not a joke. Tyreek Hill and Calais Campbell handcuffed outside the stadium today.
Oh my god!
Adam Schefter saying Tyreek Hill was detained by police today entering the stadium for a driving violation, but he will play. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So Tyreek Hill
what kind of driving? His agent Drew Rosenhaus just said, "I just left Tyreek and he is getting ready to play today." All right. What kind of driving violation requires an arrest? Unless he was like being belligerent to the cops, which wouldn't surprise me if Tyreek Hill was being belligerent to the cops.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. We're off to a great start, aren't we, Dolphin fans? Let's see what happens. But at least didn't die. But did you die? Odunze or Scary Terry?
Terry. I like Odunze, but it's his first NFL game. Keenan Allen is playing for whatever that's worth. Give me Terry. Give me Terry.
Yeah, it's Terry here. Very solid option here. Dunze, risky. Spearsy, good morning. How's it going? Zamir White or Javonte Williams?
This one's also very close for me, but I think I'm going to go with Zamir. I like his matchup better. I feel like game script will be more on his side. I don't see the Chargers like lighting up the Raiders. I could see the Seahawks like putting the Broncos in negative game script. Although that wouldn't be a bad thing for Javonte. He'll catch passes, but I'm going to go Zamir White.
You know, I'm all in on Zamir and not all in on the Broncos. So easily Zamir White for me in this one. J619, Najee or Ford today and rest of the season?
If I have Ford definitely today for me. Definitely Ford. As far as rest of the season, I mean, if I had to pick one right now, I'd probably still pick Ford. That could be different after today if Najee Harris is like the clear lead back in Pittsburgh, which would be shocking if there's any clear lead back in Pittsburgh. But so I'm going to say Ford for both, but definitely Ford today.
Yeah, definitely Ford. I mean, this is why not really in on Najee. Of course, the whole Arthur Smith thing. I don't see it becoming a situation where I feel, secure about Najee Harris at any point. So with Ford, I mean, somehow he's become one of the running backs who has the least competition and has the most security in terms of his job. So I think it's just got to be Ford from both counts. Now, of course, say rest of the season, what if, week 12 or whenever it is, Nick Chubb is back, and then they're like, we're going to give Nick Chubb 20 carries, even if he averages 2.5 yards per carry. Well, then you're not going to feel too good about Jerome Ford. So it's hard to just say rest of season. But right now, I would still say Ford. Ricky Orea, 12-team, full PPR, no premium for tight ends. All right. So in that case, flexing B-Rob, Brock Bowers, Jordan Addison.
Full PPR, I'll probably just go Addison here. Not love it, but I'm just not. Brian Robinson kind of feels like touchdown or bust today.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, yeah, again. rookie tight end making his first start. Let's see how he's used and how he looks. I'll just gamble on Addison here.
Yeah, and I'm glad you clarified that, Ricky. He's no tight end premium. That means no reason to start Brock Bowers. I mean, not really wanting to start him just as a tight end with other tight end options. So I definitely wouldn't flex him today. I like B-Rob in general. Don't love today's matchup. So I don't love Addison either, honestly. But I would still lean Addison as well. And then we have Brody Meredith. Deontay, Moss, or Javonte, full PPR. I think it's got to be Deontay.
Got to be Deontay. Full PPR, give me Deontay. He should get a ton of targets today, ton of catches.
Yeah, full PPR, very solid pick. And so this kind of answers Keith Tapp's question. Is Deontay safe to flex in a 10-man PPR league? Yes.
Yeah, he feels safe. He feels as safe as you can be with Bryce Young as your quarterback.
Right. What is up? Rise above anything. Our guys here. Good morning. Waddle, Dell, Palmer.
Well, even before Tyreek Hill got arrested, I would say Waddle, but I'm
God.
Oh, what a
seriously.
Is this going to be like one of those years where like preseason is like, wow, we didn't have any big injuries in the preseason, nothing, and then like week one, it's just devastation, like carnage everywhere. Just this guy's in jail, this guy's out. Let's hope not. No, I'm still going Waddle here. I like Waddle, even with Tyreek Hill in the lineup. I still really like Waddle this week. I'm going Waddle.
Yes, it is still Waddle for sure, regardless of any potential legal issues. Steven Youngberg wants to know Javonte or Ford.
Dude, oh my gosh, I'm watching the video. They literally had him laying on his stomach while they handcuffed him. What the heck? Javonte or Ford? I'm going Ford. Again, I just like that like the offensive line he's behind better. I like the offense he's in better. Give me Ford.
Going to go Ford also. And we had some other people ask that exact question. Javonte Ford, go Ford. Christian Kirk, Keon Coleman, or Najee Harris at the flex?
Definitely Kirk for me here. Unless it's non-PPR. If it's like, because it doesn't say here, if it's non-PPR, I'll go Najee Harris. But in any type of PPR, give me Christian Kirk.
Good point. Yeah, if it is non-PPR, you could give the edge to Harris, but most likely your format, you're going to go Christian Kirk. Very good option. And then Alec Pramhus, Purdy in a tough matchup, or Burrow potentially without his top two receivers.
All right, let's see if Chase plays. We got about 30 minutes here. If Chase plays, I'm definitely still going. I'm going Burrow here because I really don't want to play Purdy against the Jets. I know he's at home, but still, it's the Jets. If Chase is out, okay, maybe I can go Purdy then. Like if Burrow's going to be throwing to Sevich and Taylor, Mike Gesicki, yeah, okay, fine. I'll go Purdy in that case. But let's see. We got 30 minutes here. Hang tight, Alec.
For me, I would have to hear that not only is Chase playing, but he's going to be out there the entire game. I need to hear that. If I don't hear that, if it's like, well, we'll see how he's used and he's not feeling great. Okay, no, forget it. Okay, just give me Purdy. Purdy could still put up numbers. He can dump it off to CMC or Debo or something. And, yes, the Jets defense is good, but it doesn't mean they're going to completely shut down the 49ers. The Cincinnati offense could shut down itself. That's all I'm saying. Reminder, by the way, we're about, not quite even an hour in. We are, first of all, going to get to as many questions as possible. I know some of y'all are still waiting. If you did super chat in the last half hour, hang tight. We have not skipped you. We're just catching up because they do tend to pile up. If you didn't super chat, we are not intentionally ignoring you. We're just trying to answer all the questions we can in order that they're received. And of course, the super chat feature is there for that exact reason. It's like a fast pass. You want to guarantee you get your question answered. We're going to answer those people first because that just makes sense. So if not, then we will try to answer some others, and we'll do a little lightning round pretty soon here with some non-super chats, but we are going to answer the super chats first for obvious reasons. Also, a reminder, if you didn't catch this on the very top of the stream when we first started, you do also have 2 hours before kickoff. If you haven't tried Underdog, you still can take this free pick. It is Dak Prescott getting a yard. That's exactly it. 1 yard. If Dak Prescott just does something today, does not pull an Aaron Rodgers from last year, then you get this free pick. This is a win for you. And also, and this is for if you first sign up for Underdog because for some reason you maybe had never heard of it before, you just haven't tried it, you want to wait and see. No, just try it now. Sign up. It is free to download the app, and whatever you deposit right now, if you use code ENDGAME, everything you put in, you get to choose, right? Could be $10, could be $1,000. Everything up to that amount, whatever you do on your very first deposit, you use code ENDGAME, they will match 50% up to 1,000. So you're getting bonus cash in your account, and you can play with some free money, and you can get that free pick. And so along with any of those other NFL pick'ems, you have a good chance to win your very first pick because you get that free pick of Dak Prescott. So check it out right now if you haven't already. And they have all sorts of promotions. I keep saying that because I can't keep up because every day there's something new. The vulture protection, the no sweat token, 20% bonus, 30% bonus. You get boosters. And they always have all sorts of other free picks. They're almost like gimmies. And we tell you the picks that we like as well too. So if you haven't tried Underdog, this is a good time to check it out. You can get some picks in for the very first week of the NFL season right now. And guess what? If you wait till after 12, because you're hanging with us for the entire stream, it's not too late. You can still put picks in game live. They update during the game and you can still make picks. So check it out. All right, let's get to the next super chat as we continue to catch up. NTY, thank you. It's a 10-team PPR. Got James Cook, Raheem Mostert, St. Brown, and Debo flexing Nico or Connor or Pollard.
No, I do like Connor this week. Pollard's fine, but in a full PPR league, I'm definitely going Nico.
Nico, again, to me, still clearly the number one receiver there in Houston. Stroud should have a big game. You got to go Nico. And I think most weeks it's just going to be Nico. Honestly, the only question here, maybe I might consider Connor versus Mostert. I think could still go the upside of Mostert, but right, you still go Mostert over Connor.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. I think I do go Connor over Mostert. It's PPR. I think I like his pass catching. I wouldn't say his upside. It's not like he's going to catch a ton of passes, but he'll catch some. I think I go Connor over Mostert here, actually.
Yeah, I saw at the end. I was like, well, you could put Connor in there. So yeah, you're flexing Nico, but I think you can put Connor over Mostert. Again, you like Mostert, but I think Connor's, again, chase the touches. Jedi Cough. Well, I don't know. We have to wait on this one. Chase, JSN, or Coleman.
I mean, if Chase is in, I'm playing Chase. If not, then JSN. And yeah, like I said, it'll be about 30 minutes here, a little less than 30 minutes. We'll get actives, inactives. We'll know for sure, and hopefully have some clarity on not just if he's in or not, but is he actually going to be out there playing, or is he going to be like barely out there?
Yeah, like I said, for my part, if I don't hear something that gives me full confidence in Chase, like not just playing, like being out there in uniform, but actually being actively involved, I'll just take JSN. But obviously you want Chase if possible. All right, let's do actually a couple of quick non-super chats. Let's do a couple of these. I think we can knock out Kathy Lockmeyer, JSN, or Jameson Williams.
And then you give me this one.
I thought you
gamble or gamble. You want to gamble or do you want to gamble?
See, I thought you would pretty easily go JSN because you're not really in on Jameson.
I guess JSN. It's which dice do you want to roll? Which one do you want to roll with? JSN, I guess.
I like them both, but I would go JSN based on matchup. But yeah, I mean, both risky. All right, how about Trying to find some quick ones here. Okay. Eric Acedo, AR, or Caleb Williams, Superflex?
Definitely go Anthony Richardson. Definitely Anthony
Yeah.
Richardson.
Definitely Richardson. What about Kyler or Goff? This is plan B.
Ooh, Goff is interesting this week, but I still think I got to go Kyler for that rushing upside. But I do like Goff this week.
Yeah, Goff solid, but Kyler I think has to be above him. How about this one? Plan B also. Pollard or Najee?
Probably Pollard, but I don't feel strongly about it. But it's PPR. I think Pollard will catch more passes, so I'll give him the edge.
Makes sense. Go Pollard, and then here's one more. Mellow Ink. Mason or Connor?
Definitely Connor. I mean, Mason is only a start if CMC is out. Definitely Connor here.
Yeah, CMC going to play. It sounds almost sure he'll be fine. It's Connor. All right, next super chat. Tomislav Lozankic from Croatia.
What's up? Welcome. Right. I still got to put that board up with all that. I think this would be a new pin. If I had that board, remember? Talked about that last year. The board, like the board with the map of the world where pins from all the different places we've gotten questions from. I don't think I think it's our first from Croatia.
Got Germany, Croatia, Mexico so far. We'll see where else we hit. All right, so Tomislav wants to know Olave, Pollard, or Kenny Walker.
Ooh. If it's full PPR, give me Olave. If it's non-PPR, give me Walker. If it's half, I might even still go Walker. So there you go. Walker in half or non, Olave in full.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. It's definitely not Pollard here. I'm big on Walker this week, but in full PPR, I don't think I can sit a number one receiver like Olave for him. But otherwise, I would. All right, good luck, Tomislav. And then Dan Henry, what is up? If Chase doesn't go, you go in Olave or Dell. This is a standard league.
I'm going Olave. I might even go Olave if Chase does go. If we hear something like he may be on a snap count or something like that, I may still go Olave.
Right. I'm gonna say the same thing I've been saying. Unless I get verbal confirmation that he's going to have zero limitations in terms of snaps and participation or whatever, I'm just going to go Olave. So I would keep Olave in your lineup right now and then only switch to Chase if you get that. Because even if Chase plays, it's not guaranteed he'll go off and have a huge game. Olave could have just as good a game. So there you go. Steven Lopez drafted Dak and the Cleveland defense, wondering if you should switch it up so he doesn't go against himself or no.
Nah, I mean, if there's a better QB out there than Dak, like if Stafford or Goff are still out there, somebody like that, and you want to bench Dak and you have room to pick up those quarterbacks, obviously don't drop Dak to do it. I'm okay with it, but it's fine. I mean, because think about it. Like if you're in like a regular league for defense scoring, like the default defense scoring that most leagues use, I mean, how often does a defense shut out the offense? Almost never. Like you're going to, even the best defenses are going to give up a touchdown or two eventually, probably. So, Dak could still have an okay game and Cleveland defense could still have an okay game in fantasy. So I would only stream if there's actually a really good option out there and you can afford to drop somebody not named Dak Prescott to get them.
Right. So, streaming defense is always a good option. And you can do it if you have a good defense. A defense in a good matchup. Let me say that. Let me clarify. Cincinnati in a good matchup. The Vikings in a good matchup. The Saints in a good matchup. So you could definitely do that and not worry about it. Carson. Will PPR needs a running back and a flex between Nico Achan, Ford, and Kamara?
Ooh, I do really like Kamara this week, especially in PPR, but I can't bet Achan.
No.
Now, do I flex Kamara? Do I flex Kamara over Nico? In full PPR, I don't think I can. I think I'm going Achan and Nico. But it's going to be terrifying having Kamara on my bench because I could see this being a game where Kamara gets like 8 catches for 40 yards and gets like another 40 yards rushing, and you're like, oh, why didn't I start Kamara? Even though he's terrible, he gets you fantasy points.
Yeah, because they don't have a whole lot else there in that offense. My gut reaction immediately was it's the first two. Now, Kamara is a strong start this week, but I can't sit Nico or Achan.
All right,
John Caraballo.
Doing this one? All right.
Now, Zamir White, McConkey, or Kirk at the flex?
In full PPR, I'm going to give the edge to Kirk. I do like Zamir White this week. I think he'll be really good, but it's PPR. Kirk's a receiver. Kirk should be good this week. I'm going the receiver. Well, I'm going Christian Kirk at receiver, not McConkey.
Right. McConkey, still risky. Doesn't belong with these guys yet. Like Zamir, but I'm not going to go him over a receiver who's the number one receiver in his team in full PPR. So it's got to be Kirk. Got to be Kirk. Anthony Gian Gregorio, good morning. 12-team PPR super flex with 3 receivers. We need 3 to start and 1 to flex. All right, so he's got Cooper, Kirk, Pickens, Shakir, and Addison. So who is the odd man out?
I'm going to leave Addison out. It's close between, I think the first 3 are musts. It's close between Shakir and Addison, but I'd rather have the wide receiver catching passes from Josh Allen versus the wide receiver catching passes from Sam Darnold. So I'm going to leave Addison out.
It's definitely one of the last 2. So Shakir, Addison. I've had concerns about Addison as well, which are really more concerns with the offense. So, yeah, I think that it's between Shakir and Addison, pretty close. A lot of people are really big on Shakir. I guess he had a good separation score last year and whatever. I'm not going to read too much into it. Go ahead.
He was also better than Diggs down the stretch. So I think a lot of people are looking at that and saying like, ooh.
A lot of vacated targets. Don't really have a number one receiver. Don't think Keon Coleman is ready. Curtis Samuel, maybe not 100%. So this might be a good week to roll out Shakir. Now, of course, what I really think is a good week for Dalton Kincaid to begin his reign as the number one fantasy tight end. But I think Shakir is also going to be a very good option. So it's close, but I'll go Shakir as well. And let's throw this one up just because it's right before the next one, and this is relating to Diggs. Braden Ross. Did you go Diggs over Godwin?
I would not. I like Godwin this week. It's a great matchup for him. I'm going Godwin.
Yeah. Let's see exactly what Diggs looks like in a Houston uniform. John has another one here. John Caraballo. Richardson or Fields?
Definitely Richardson. Even if they bench Russ and Fields plays, I mean, give me Richardson all day over Fields.
Yes, it's definitely Richardson here. I mean, he was drafted as pretty much a top 5 quarterback most places, right? Top 6, 7 for a reason. Go Richardson. Of the people, do we have concerns with Joe Burrow? Clearly, yes. Now, we've talked about this a lot. I don't think we've gotten any full clarification just yet, have we?
No, not yet. I mean, I obviously there's some concerns, especially if Chase is out. There's major concerns. So, again, we got about 15 minutes. Actives, inactives will start rolling out, and we'll know for sure if Chase is in or not. And hopefully we'll also get clarification like, hey, he's going to play and he's not going to be limited. And then we can feel okay about Burrow. Let's hope.
Yeah, and y'all been listening. Obviously, you already know some of the concerns we have with Joe Burrow talking about that. So hang tight. We'll find out soon. And okay, Jana wants to know here who to start at flex: Olave, London, Kamara, Ramondre, or is that
Gosh.
Kyron Williams?
Yeah, is that Kyron Williams? I
These
don't
are
know
all
any other
flex.
K Williams. It doesn't say your scoring settings here, but I'd probably just go Kyron regardless. I mean, I like Olave, I like London, I like Kamara this week, but I think I got to go Kyron if that's who that is, regardless of scoring format. And then I just go Anthony. I mean, I would go Anthony Richardson over Burrow, even if Burrow had Chase and Higgins healthy. Like, yeah, just go Anthony Richardson.
Exactly. It doesn't even matter. You're still going AR over Burrow. And yeah, Kyron Williams, you just have to start him. Okay, and then John not done. John Carballo, Shakir, or Michael Wilson.
Again, I'm just gonna go Shakir. I mean, he knows the offense. He's been in this. I mean, I guess I can't say he's been in the offense for two, but it was a different offense before Joe Brady took over. But he was still in this offense last year with Joe Brady. He's had 2 years with Josh Allen. Like, I like Michael Wilson as a potential breakout this year, but let's see it first. Give me Shakir.
Yeah. Just talked about Shakir, like him, like Michael Wilson as a sleeper this week, but I would go Shakir in this case. Now, Michael Kobus in a 16-teamer. Yet somehow you could flex either Tank Dell or Terry McLaurin or BTJ.
Oh, wow. Well, not BT. I can eliminate BTJ from here. Wow, well done. You got these guys as a flex in a 16-teamer. I do really like Terry. I also like Dell. Dell has Stroud. Terry has Jaden Daniels. I think I'll just go Dell this week. But man, it wouldn't surprise me if Terry was better than Dell. But it wouldn't surprise me if Dell was better than Terry either. Like, these are the tough decisions, but I think I'll just go with Dell with Stroud. Dell with Stroud.
This is tough. Dell and McLaurin. I mean, I just talked up Dell. Dell, I think, is a safer pick. So, see, again, you're surprising me. I thought you would go with Terry on this one.
Well, I mean, I do like Terry, but again, it's like, what if Jaden Daniels goes out there and just wets the bed? And then,
the floor is lower.
And then you're like, why? Oh my gosh, Terry killed me. Like, Dell probably won't kill you.
No,
it's week one. It's week one. We don't need to be getting crazy out here. Not that starting Terry McLaurin is by any stretch crazy, but you know what I mean. Like, when you have a safe option that also has lots of upside, like Dell, just give me the safe option with lots of upside.
Good point. All right, this one's close between those two, but go Dell on that one. Now this. All right, we have God over everything.
Nice.
Has a question. Half PPR: Stroud, London, Pittman, Barkley, nice. Mixon, Njoku, and Watson because Higgins out. Okay, so on the bench is Higgins, Goddard, Mason, Herbert, Franklin. I don't see a question, so I guess is this lineup good? I think so, and I guess what do you think?
Yeah, you're not starting any of those guys, and I mean Higgins isn't playing. He hasn't even warmed up today. He's not playing. London, Pittman, Watson. I mean, obviously, if Higgins is healthy, I would really like those wide receivers. Barkley, Mixon, good. I mean, look, you got a huge game from Barkley, so you're feeling pretty good right now. Njoku at tight end is fine. I like that you have Njoku and Goddard. Yeah, 8.5. Good team. Needs Higgins healthy at some point. Hopefully we get that.
That would be nice. Assuming a 12-teamer, this is very solid. You're obviously good, or hypothetically good if Higgins plays and when Love comes back. That's already taken a toll, but yeah, you're good top to bottom. So, yeah, you got Njoku and Goddard. Okay, so good depth there. Franklin, we don't see a lot of Franklin on the bench. I think it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's like an 8.25 for me. Okay. Tolu O, we're going to have to rewind here, asking if it's
All right.
worth sending any of those receivers for Deshaun Watson. So let me go back to Tolu, who was back in the beginning. Remember, lost Jordan Love. So Deshaun Watson, a lot of this basically goes into what do you think he's worth trading for at all in Superflex? We'll see. Would you do like a Cooper or a Hollywood or a Watson for Deshaun Watson, which I doubt would work?
I could probably do Watson for Watson. I don't want to give up Cooper because, again, I mean, I'm looking at this. It looks like you're starting Hill and Olave and Collins. Connor's your Amir White, and then it looks like Cooper is in your super flex spot. I'm fine with Amari Cooper in my super flex spot. I can get by with Amari Cooper in my super flex spot. Now, I don't really want to be starting Jacoby Brissett and or Drake May. Well, I shouldn't say and or. Jacoby Brissett or Drake May every week. So if I can trade Watson for Watson, I'll do it. But I think other than that, I'd rather just gamble that I'm good enough in the super flex with the guys I got until Love comes back. Because again, I mean, it could only be like 2 or 3 weeks and then he's back. So I don't want to do anything crazy here. Watson for Watson, that's it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And you think about it, if you're moving, well, if you're trying to get Deshaun Watson, you probably want Amari also on there. You have that little combo because you have faith in one, you should have faith in the other, right? Either kind of ride or die with this Cleveland passing offense, which sounds scary when you say it out loud. But I think Watson for Watson, if you can do it. But what's Christian Watson's trade value now with Jordan Love out and not having a big game in week 1 when he was in? And doubt you would get any really good quarterback for Christian Watson in a super flex league. I mean, if you have to throw in Jacoby Brissett and somebody actually thinks that's valuable, sure, do it. But try that.
And we just had some huge breaking news. The Cowboys and Dak Prescott reached an agreement on a 4-year, $250 million extension that's going to make him the highest paid player in NFL history.
Just now. Like they waited till
the
eve of the first game.
Yes, wow. Just now.
Things are never boring in the NFL, that's for sure.
No.
All right. So speaking of the Cowboys, Melissa wants to know, would you go Cowboys D against the Browns or the Browns D against the Cowboys and the highest paid player in the world?
Yeah. I'm still going Browns defense. They're just the better defense. They got Myles Garrett. They got the pass rush. They're healthy. Cowboys defense not healthy right now. Give me Browns.
Yep, give me Browns too at home. Not a great matchup, but still should be totally fine there. All right, John is not done. John Carballo now wants to know Devontae Adams or Deontay Johnson.
Man, I really want to say Deontay Johnson here, but you probably should go Adam. You probably should go Adams, but I mean, man, I really want to say Deontay here, but I mean, you spent like a second round, third round pick on Adams and maybe like a 7th round pick on Deontay, and now you're already going to bench your 2nd, 3rd round pick. I mean, again, my question is going to be, if you're going to draft Adams in the 2nd or 3rd round and then bench him, why did you even draft Devontae Adams? Like, why even pick him? Why pick him? So roll with Devontae Adams.
I mean, that's a very valid question. It's true. I mean, if you think Devontae is still that guy, then you start him and you don't worry. It's not like it's a tough matchup. That's the thing. It's the Chargers. They were horrible on defense last year. So I like Deontay, but it's also not a great matchup for Deontay. So I'm going Adams here. And I'm still mostly in on Adams.
All right. And then according to Mike Garofalo, it's official-ish, I guess. Fields is going to start today for the Steelers, as expected.
All right. Do what you will with that information. This doesn't mean Fields is a strong start or a must add. Let's see. Okay. Now John wants to know Kamara, Michael Wilson, or Keon Coleman in full PPR.
Definitely Kamara. Definitely Kamara here. I mean, I'm not going to save too many times this year. Definitely Kamara, but this is one of them. I mean, that Panthers rush defense not very good. He's probably going to catch a bunch of passes. It's full PPR. Give me Kamara.
Yeah, this is easily Kamara. Yeah, definitely Kamara there, John. John Palacio now. Pick 2, flex, Keon Coleman, Dowdle, Palmer, Lockett. Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Well, thank you for that second part. I'm not going to thank you for this question because this is tough. This is not a softball you just tossed to us here. This is a heartbreaking.
I don't know, this one for me, I know you're not big on Keon Coleman either. I can pretty much rule out I don't want him this week. I want to see what he does.
But the thing is, I don't want Lockett. I don't know if I want Dowdle. Honestly, I think I might go Coleman and Palmer. I mean, because Dowdle, like, what happens if you put Dowdle out there and they do give Zeke all the carries, and then you're just stuck with like a guy who's just a change of pace running back, and you're getting almost nothing? I mean, what if you stick Lockett out there and he's limited on snaps and he's the clear number 3? Like, man. Like, Palmer is honestly the guy I feel the best about out of this whole list. I feel like he's going to be the wide receiver 1 for the Chargers, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going Palmer and Coleman.
No confidence in Rico. You have no confidence in Rico?
I don't have confidence in the Cowboys doing the right, he's getting like the run between the 20s, but then Zeke comes in and takes all the goal line touchdown work and he gets you like 6 points or something. Like, I don't know. I'm going Coleman and Palmer here and hope and just lighting candles.
Well, I mean, I agree. I don't want Lockett because now he's pretty clearly the third receiver in that room and he's banged up and it sounds like he'll play, but I'm not playing Lockett and I'm not playing Coleman week 1, even if I had him. I feel like Rico will at least be the lead back. It sounds like they've said that much. And look, I don't love Rico this week because we don't know how many touches he actually gets. And also, it's just not a good spot on the road in Cleveland. But I'd rather have him. So I would go Dowdle and Palmer. But this doesn't say if it is full PPR. I mean, you could go Keon Coleman. And I could be wrong on him. Maybe I am. But it's Palmer's your lock here. Palmer's your lock. And Lockett is not. And then feed OEME Ayuk for Dell.
Yeah, I can bench Ayuk for Dell. I feel good enough about Dell. I don't need to risk it with Ayuk. Definitely go Dell.
Yes, that's the type of player you can definitely lock in there. So yes, bench Ayuk for Dell. Now we got another Keon Coleman, Rico Dowdle, or Chase Brown. Do we just both say Chase Brown so we agree?
Yeah, I guess go Chase. They're all risky here. Go Chase Brown.
Yeah, well, there's definitely reason to have reservation about both those guys. Chase Brown, look, maybe we find out right now Jamar Chase either isn't playing or is limited. If that's the case, it'll make you feel a little bit better about Chase Brown, maybe. Possibly. All right, next super chat here. We're still catching up, by the way, guys. We are, still about 30 minutes backed up, so we're going to get through the super chats as quick as we can, but still giving you all each your due time. Alex, if Chase is out, Tank or Addison or Odunze?
Definitely Tank. And I'll say if there is reports that, like, if the report is Chase is going to play and he's going to play full snaps, then I'm Chase. But if there's a report out like, okay, he's going to play, but he might be limited, he might not play his full snaps, then maybe I just go Tank anyways.
And again, for me, I'll just put Tank in there and not sweat it, unless we hear something amazing about Chase. All right, Alexis Aguilar, one of the unfortunate Jordan Love owners. Do you think Caleb will be the real deal? Like, obviously, you don't need to worry about it this week, but should be fine next week and at least the next 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think Caleb will definitely be the real deal. Doesn't mean he's going to go out there week 1 and like have a monster game, but I do think Caleb will be the real deal. Yes.
I said he was worth drafting. If you're waiting on quarterback, I'm fine with him as my starter. Don't love him this week. We'll see what happens, but I think he should be the real deal. All right, Ray Castro. Half PPR at the flex. Who to start? B-Rob, Jalen Warren, Smith and Jigba, or Bucky Irving?
I mean, even though it's half PPR, I think I still go JSN here. I just don't feel good about Brian Robinson this week. Again, like touchdown or bust. Jalen Warren, I don't feel good about at all. Bucky Irving, I mean, Todd Bowles even came out and said this is Rachaad White's backfield. Right? Like, yeah, Bucky Irving will get some touches. Sean Tucker might get some, but this is Rachaad White's backfield. Like, he literally said it's Rashaad's backfield. So Bucky Irving pretty much just a handcuff. So I'll gamble on JSN here.
Yeah, it's funny how they all were just hyping up Bucky Irving so much, and then right before this week starts, like, no, it's just still Rachaad White's backfield. Like, he's still the guy. And yeah, he will still be the guy week 1, but you can't consider Bucky Irving anyways, not this early.
All right, first big Jamar Chase is active. T. Higgins is out, but I mean, we haven't had any reports about snap counts, but he's playing. Jamar Chase is playing.
Not quite the validation I wanted. I mean, this really is still going to depend who your other option is. Like, if it's Tank Dell, I'm still playing Tank Dell over Jamar Chase right now. All right. Let's see. Flacco. Ayuk. Godwin. Deontay.
I'm going Godwin. I like Deontay too. But I just like Godwin's matchup against that Commanders secondary. We don't have to worry about Baker as much as we have to. There is still some worry about Bryce. I like Bryce. I think Bryce will surprise. But again, we're still talking about Bryce Young here. So give me Godwin.
Yeah, and this is an example, kind of like with Chase, but also with Ayuk for other similar reasons. If you have 2 other good options or even just a good option, don't worry about it. I can sit Ayuk for sure. Godwin, Deontay, upside versus more, I guess, floor. You can call it that. So if you want the floor, go Deontay. If you want the possibility for the bigger game, go Godwin. Godwin gets the tasty matchup there. Stefan Barr, Kirk, or Palmer?
Kirk. Again, Palmer playable this week, but Kirk more than playable this week. Give me Kirk.
I mean, the number 1 receiver in the Jags offense or the number 1 receiver in the Chargers offense. Remember, the Chargers are probably going to be, almost surely, I would say, going to be top 10 in rush attempts this year. It's not going to be a very aggressive offense. So go Kirk. Eric Smith. Pickens or Jameson Williams?
Definitely Pickens. Clear number 1 wide receiver for the Steelers for whatever that's worth. Jameson, again, I'm buying into the Jameson having potential this year, but I don't want to start him in week 1 if I don't have to.
No, it's funny because you might have thought previously these guys were similar. Remember, Pickens is now clearly the number 1 receiver in his offense. Jameson Williams still clearly the number 2 receiver and number 3 target in his offense. And then Achane or Mostert, it has to be Achane.
Got to go Achane, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then Kenneth Uko, welcome back. Good morning. Wilson and then Ayuk with Metcalf at the flex. Would you swap out Ayuk with Metcalf? Okay. And then flex Warren? Nah, not that one.
Nah, Warren's not enough for me to bench Ayuk. I'll take my chances on him like catching a touchdown or something against Sauce. Don't like Warren enough this week to do it.
Nah, like I said, if you have an option like some of those we mentioned before, yeah, not for Warren. Okay. Bacon. Bills or Steelers on defense?
I'll probably go Steelers. I mean, I don't really want to, man. I don't really want to start either of these defenses this week, but at least with the Steelers, like Kirk Cousins isn't mobile, so more chances for sacks. I'm going Steelers, but I really don't like either this week, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking, is there better defense on the waiver wire? And by better, I don't mean actually better. I mean better matchup. So
Yeah.
if it's possible, again, Cincinnati, Vikings, Saints, those are defenses and good matchups. I really don't want to start the Bills defense against Arizona. I think they're actually going to get it shredded. So I would have to go Steelers if these are the two choices, but look for one of those other defenses. All right, Melissa, another one. Melissa's got that membership. So Neighbors, Zeus, B Rob, or Shakir, and let's ignore the last name.
Again, Melissa, I do like Zamir, but you spent I don't know. Well, I mean Neighbors did go semi late in some drafts, so I don't know where you drafted Neighbors, but you drafted Neighbors. It means you have confidence in at least some confidence in Neighbors and Danny Boy. Let's just roll with Neighbors and see what happens.
Yeah, and I don't remember because she asked a question earlier. If it happens to be non-PPR, I would just go Zamir White, but any other format, yeah, go Neighbors. All right, let's get to this one. Joey and Coco, because they asked so nicely. Help out with this difficult decision, Fields or Purdy? This is, I think, a legit question now. Purdy against the Jets. Fields definitely starting. Get the Falcons. You roll with Fields or no?
No, I'm still going Purdy. I mean, you're hoping Fields runs for a ton of yards, but Fields could also like get sacked 8 times and turn the ball over 3 times. Just give me Purdy.
That's the thing. We know what Fields can do, but remember, he's on a brand new team. He hasn't had hardly any time with this offense because not only has he not been there very long, he's not the starting quarterback before all preseason, right? He was running as the backup, so it's going to take some time. And really, what are his options? George Pickens and Pat Fryermuth.
Yeah,
it's just I just go Purdy in this case. Mumble Dragon, Caleb Williams or Kyler Murray?
Kyler. I again, like if you don't have to start Caleb Williams, one of the rookies this week, don't do it. Just go with Kyler. He should be good this week.
Yeah, Kyler for me is pretty much set and forget. It's nice that you have Caleb Williams, but also Caleb Williams game 1. Let's give him some time. All right, Chris Laborde, happy football day. Welcome back. Should have started Worthy. Well,
I mean,
who knew?
I should have started Isaiah. I should have picked up and started Isaiah Likely everywhere on every league.
Yes. Hindsight is always perfect.
I'm a fool.
But
I'm a fool.
Gonna roll the dice with JSN. Okay, so JSN, I guess over B-Rob is the question. I would do well. It's a standard league though.
In standard, I'll chance it with B-Rob. I just because again, it's standard. So if JSN goes out there and gets like 6 catches for say like 60 yards, okay, you get 6 points. Right? This is the problem with standard leagues. If Brian Robinson gets 1 goal line carry and scores, that's 6 points right there. You know what I mean? And like if I'm gonna have to like in standard, I'm gonna try to pick a running back if possible. And it's not like I'm not super high on Brian Robinson this week, but I'm also not like, JSN's a must. So I'm going Brian Robinson in standard scoring.
Yeah, my gut reaction was JSN for the upside, but I saw standard and I had to rethink it. I mean, Robinson could still score a touchdown. He's still going to be the lead back technically. Don't love him this week, been saying that, but I think in standard, you just have to play the odds, right? The odds are the running back scores more than the receiver. Brando, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp.
Ooh, very close here, but give me Kupp. I like Kupp this week. It's a good matchup. He's got Stafford. Again, I think DJ Moore is very startable this week. I definitely like DJ Moore, but also it's Caleb Williams making his first NFL start. There is the risk that this is just, goes badly for Chicago. Even Peyton Manning was terrible his first start. Even CJ Stroud didn't light it up his first start last year. Let's just go Kupp.
Yeah, this week I think you should feel really good about Cup because supposed to be fully healthy. Great matchup. Stafford, another revenge game, even though he seems to still like Detroit better than LA. I don't know. Cup. Gotta go Cup. T Rainson, DJ Moore, or Debo, full PPR.
Again, I think Debo has the higher ceiling anyways, because Debo has that potential to like give you those 30-point games. But again, this week, and I'm not as worried about Debo this week as I am Ayuk, because Sauce is probably going to be on Ayuk a ton. They're going to move Debo all over the formation. They're going to get him out of the backfield. They're going to get him screens. They're going to, he's going to avoid Sauce for the most part. So give me Debo.
This is much closer. It's tough, but I mean, I did call Debo a boom for a reason, so I can very easily say I'm confident in Debo. I do think he has that higher ceiling. Again, not out on DJ Moore this week, but let's give it some time. If you have a decision like this, you can wait on DJ Moore. Go with Debo. Let's get to Anthony Giangregorio again. All right. Now, we've been saying Caleb Williams, you can wait, but are you starting Gardner Minshew over Caleb? I don't think so.
No, I'm going Caleb Williams here. I mean, Gardner Minshew is fine, but like, really, what is the upside with Gardner Minshew? Give me Caleb.
Yeah. I can wait permanently on Gardner Minshew if I don't need him. It's like, yeah. Let's see what Caleb can do. All right, Jeremy Whitendorf. Start two of these. And Ayuk, Keenan, Kirk, Deontay, or Addison?
I'm going Deontay and Kirk. I feel good enough about them that I can actually bench Ayuk. I'm not feeling great about Keenan. And I'm definitely not feeling great about Addison. So I'm going Deontay and Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a really tough choice, but I guess because we've been answering so many questions about this already, I really feel locked into Kirk and Deontay. Keenan playing, but maybe limited. Again, we've already expressed reservations with the Bears so far. Addison, don't feel great about him. Ayuk, definitely don't feel great about him. So Kirk and Deontay should be totally fine. All right, 369 Rye, what is up?
What's
yes,
up?
It is the best time of the year. Who do you got for RB2? Ford, Stevenson, or a Cowboy?
I'm going Ford here. I like Ford this week. He's behind a top 5 offensive line. He's in an offense that's going to run the ball. He's going to catch passes. I'm going Ford.
It's close.
And yes, I would.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the second part. Yes, I would drop Zeke for probably Charbonnet.
Right. I'm not dropping Rico for one of those, though, right?
No.
Nah, I'll hold on to Rico. Drop Zeke. Ford Stevenson's really close. I think Ford has more touchdown upside. Go Ford. All right. And then we got Arthur Myers show. Lex 1.5 PPR. Cooper, Connor, Ridley.
Cooper. Although Connor is close in half PPR, but I think I still give Cooper the edge. I think he could have a really big game this week. I think he could score. Give me Cooper.
Yeah, Ridley is startable, but not a great matchup, so he definitely falls below Cooper. And again, if you all saw the Booms video, talked about Debo, talked about Cooper. Half PPR, give the edge to the receiver. I like Cooper. Go Cooper. All of a sudden, we got a super chat. I don't see a question attached, so I'm going to scroll down, and when we get to it, we'll get to it. And if we don't, we'll keep going. So... all right. Don't see your question. So let's just keep going. And then we have another one from Carson17. Let's see. You see a question from that user, perhaps? Don't see one.
All right, so we got 2. So all of a sudden, and
to look for.
All right, I'll look.
All right, guys. I know it doesn't always go through. It's kind of wonky sometimes. Actually, his is back up here. All right, so BDDK Carson 17. Would you bench Chase for Nico and play Kamara and Achane at the flex and RB?
So I'm guessing your choice here is one running back, one wide receiver, and one flex, it sounds like. I think if it's me, I'm going Chase, Nico, Achane. As much as I like Kamara, I think I'm going to sit him for these guys.
I would definitely put Nico in there over Chase. I think, okay, you're running back. You got to have Achane in there. I'm putting Nico in there. So the question is, are you flexing Kamara or Chase? I don't know. Maybe it's just me being fed up, sick and tired of this whole thing. I'm just going to get the points. I know Kamara should have a good game. I don't want to risk this whole circus thing with Chase. I would just sit Chase, honestly. We got anything new, anything with he's coming out and said, I'm gonna get like 12 targets today because I want to prove that I'm better than Justin Jefferson. Anything like that?
No, nothing like that yet, unfortunately.
I mean, hey, this is your risk tolerance level. You want to see what Chase does, you put Chase in there. If you want to take, at least the floor of the solid points, you go Kamara. Joey D7, wide receiver and a flex. DK, Pickens, Javonte, 10-team, full PPR.
In full PPR, I'm going to go DK and Pickens. If you're like, hey, I want to play it safe, I can go Javonte over Pickens, but I'm shooting for that upside. I'm going DK and Pickens.
Yeah, I'm definitely going DK and Pickens here, especially in full PPR. That's a pretty easy one. Dylan Tanner.
I looked. I don't see anything from all of a sudden. So all of a sudden, if you want to just drop the regular chat, go ahead. We'll get it towards the end here.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Dylan, full PPR, injured CMC, or Swift or Bureau?
Nah, CMC. I mean, like if you said injured CMC or like Kyron Williams or injured CMC or JT, somebody like that, I could say like, okay, maybe if you just don't want a chance CMC limping off the field at some point and okay, fine. But Swift or Brian, nah, give me whatever CMC gives me this week.
Yeah, and CMC's not well, okay. I think is he technically still questionable for tomorrow?
Yes, he's questionable for Monday night.
Okay, so I understand that, but I'm still going CMC. It sounds like he's going to play. I mean, they said it, pretty much. And for some reason, Kyle Shanahan is not one of those coaches who seems to be overly concerned with playing players when they're hurt. He'll still throw them out there. Let's go to Delby Remigio. Needs one at the flex. Okay, here's Swift. Here's Zach Moss or Javonte. This one's close.
Well, I will say, I just saw, is this right? Rashawn Johnson is inactive? I thought they said he was playing.
I thought he was in
the other day. Let me see. And yeah, he's a healthy scratch.
Oh yeah, inactive. He was cleared from his injury. He's healthy scratch. So what? Khalil Herbert's the only backup.
All right, so that makes you feel a little bit better about Swift because now it's just him and Herbert. So I might go Swift here now. I'm still not starting Swift over CMC for that last question, by the way. No, it's CMC. But
no.
I might go Swift here now because now it's just Swift and Herbert in this backfield. Yeah, I'm going to go Swift.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's another case where, I had expressed concerns, committee, and then not that I'm totally buying into the coach speak, but they did say something. I think it was Eberflus who said something about, well, it depends on the talent and you guys see what you have back there. And, kind of saying we might move away from that, other guys will be involved, but basically giving a little vote of confidence to Swift being more of the guy. A healthy scratch, that's different. That's interesting. That shows he's confident in Swift. So I probably would have gone Swift anyways, but yeah, now I think it's definitely Swift here, but not over CMC. Okay, we got Razel 820, Swift again, or McLaurin and Cooper or Pittman to. Okay, so Swift or McLaurin.
All right, even though I feel slightly better about Swift with Rashawn not being in the mix, I'm still going McLaurin over Swift. I think he has way more upside. And then I do like Cooper, but I think I gotta go Pittman here. I mean, Pittman, Josh Downs is out. Mitchell's a rookie. Pierce. I mean, we should see Pittman just get a bazillion targets once again this week. So I'm going to go McLaurin in League 1 and Pittman in League 2.
Yeah, assuming this is any sort of PPR, go McLaurin over Swift. And then I do like Cooper, but Pittman is just kind of barely above him regardless of matchup. So McLaurin and Pittman it is. David Williams, Kamara, Scary Terry, or J-Mo. Half PPR.
Okay, so half PPR does hurt Kamara a little bit because I don't feel like he's going to do a lot on the ground. Although it is a good matchup on the ground, but bad offensive line. And I do worry that Taysom Hill and Jamal Williams will vulture him at the goal line. So I think I'm going to go Terry here in half PPR. It's close. It is close between him and Kamara, I'll be honest. I mean, Kamara probably has a higher floor. If you want the higher floor, go Kamara. If you want to chase the ceiling, go Terry. That's kind of how I feel about him.
Yeah, J-Mo doesn't quite stack up to these two yet. I'm going to go Terry because who needs floor, right? Come on, let's go ceiling. Let's go Terry. It's close, though. It is close between those first two. Give the edge to Terry. Bullman, what is up? 10-man full PPR, Mostert or Deontay Johnson in the flex.
Yeah, in full PPR, give me the wide receiver Deontay Johnson. I like him enough to just roll with him.
Go Deontay Johnson. It's full PPR. Give the edge to him. Ben Resnick, 12-man PPR. Do I start Pickens or Keon Coleman?
Definitely Pickens here. I mean, they both come with risk, but Pickens a clear wide receiver one there. Give me Pickens.
Yeah. I mean, even with Justin Fields, Mason Rudolph, whoever, I'm going to go Pickens here. Maybe not Kenny Pickett. If they brought Kenny Pickett back, okay, then all bets are off. Other than that, I feel good about Pickens. All right, Spencer, apologies saying that we might have skipped his earlier in between all of John's super chats. Let's get back to it because I don't think we did this one. So sorry, it does happen sometimes. Needs 3 in full PPR. Evans, London, Nico, Garrett Wilson, and Neighbors. How do you have all these guys?
Yeah, I mean, okay, here you can easily bench Neighbors. I'm going to go Wilson, Evans, London. I mean, I do like Nico, but again, they got Diggs there. They got Dell there. Wilson, Evans, London for me.
Yeah, Wilson's going to be a no doubt every week. I don't care the matchup for me. Evans in this matchup, you have to start Evans. And then I've been, gushing over Nico in this matchup against the Colts. Got to go Nico here. I mean, London is a strong start too, but I got to start Nico this week. So Wilson, Nico, Evans, Josh Campbell, Chuba, Singletary, Zamir.
I'm definitely going Zamir here. These are all guys. Well, Chuba and Singletary are guys I feel like they're fine if you need them, but I do like Zamir a lot this week, so I'm going Zamir.
Definitely going Zamir. The other two are going to get a lot of touches, but Zamir is just, I don't know, just think he's a better runner than those two, and I'm not worried about his matchup whatsoever. Alex, GP14 or Diggs, Tank and Nico together, a good lineup. You're saying you have all the Texans receivers?
Is GP14 who's GP14?
That's a good question. GP, help us out, chat. Nothing's jumping to mind here.
GP 14?
George Pickens?
GP 14. Oh, is it George Pickens?
I don't know. He is a GP.
It is. It's George Pickens. I've never heard that before. GP 14. Okay. You know, we've real quick, so we don't have a lot of time. We've gotten really lazy with nicknames.
We got what?
Like, just as a country, we've just gotten really lazy with nicknames. Like, remember, we said like Kermit, whatever, like Smallsy, whatever. Like, we used to actually come up with real. Now it's just like your initials and your jersey number. That's your nickname. That's it. Like, we've gotten pretty like GP 14. Like, that's the best we can do for Pickens. GP 14. Like, Anthony Richardson is AR5. Like, that's it. That's all we got. We just got initials and jersey numbers. Like, come on, America. Get more creative with our nicknames.
That's a good point. We need something like, yeah. Well, I'll get into that. All right. So I guess it's George Pickens. Pickens,
okay,
or Diggs? Is that the question?
I think. So he's saying like Pickens or Diggs. So he's got Tank and Nico, and then he's asking Pickens or Diggs. So it's like, do we just start the whole Texans offense, or do we diversify a little bit? I'd probably diversify a little bit and go with Pickens. But the worry here is that, like, what if Diggs is the guy who goes off this week and he's the one you sat because the Texans are like, let's target Diggs 10 times because he's our new receiver, and like the Jags did with Calvin Ridley last year. Yeah,
I'm just gonna go Pickens either way. I mean, if you happen to have all three Texans receivers, maybe diversify a little bit, like two, okay. All three, yeah. But did you die? If Chase doesn't play, well, sounds like he is playing. Does change Brown change? Does Chase Brown's upside skyrocket?
I wouldn't say skyrocket. No. But Chase is playing, so but no, I wouldn't say it would have skyrocketed Chase Brown's upside. No,
the only one who might, I guess, hypothetically skyrocket is Andre Yosevich. But even then, how much, right?
Right.
So here's a good question. Now that we know Chase is playing, although we don't really know how much, around the fur. London over Chase.
Yes, I'll go London over Chase. I like London enough.
I'm going London over Chase for sure. Yes. All right, Josh Rust. Well,
it depends. Unfortunately, is the answer. It depends. Like, I'm not starting like Khalil Shakir over Chase. I'm not starting Josh Palmer over Chase. I'll start London over Chase. It depends. It depends.
I will just say again, Josh, it depends who else your other options are. For the most part, if you have a strong receiver, which hopefully you do on the bench, I can put him in, but there's a limit, right? There's a limit to how deep you can go. B. Dean, Pitts or Kincaid? You got both.
I still got to go Kincaid. I was higher on Kincaid this offseason. Nothing's changed my mind. I'm going Kincaid.
Yeah, I'm going to go Kincaid in this matchup for sure. Still, Pitts is very startable, but if you have a Kincaid, just don't even think about it. So Kincaid it is. We have a Faz. Thank you for that. But don't know if I see an actual question. So if we see your question, we'll put it up. But if not, you can always feel free to retype it. We'll be on the lookout for it. Rocco Smooth, non-PPR. You going tanker forward in non-PPR?
Ford, definitely Ford in non-PPR. Because again, let's say Tank Dell, let's give Tank Dell a really good game. Like, let's give him 8 catches for like 90. Let's give him 8 catches for 100 yards, which is a phenomenal game. That's still only 10 points. If Jerome Ford scores 1 touchdown because he gets a goal line carry, which if we're going to predict touchdowns, you're probably going to lean more towards a running back. I get that Tank Dell could score 2, but it's a little tougher for the wide receivers. he's already at 6. And not to mention, he's going to catch some passes, so he's going to get passing yardage. Oh, and he's going to get rushing yardage. Just way more upside for the running back in non-PPR. So me forward.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of times in non-PPR, touchdown upside becomes, kind of the big tipping point. Tank has it. I know he does, but Ford is the only running back. I mean, this is close, but I would still go with Ford because he's getting all the touches in that backfield. And Tank, we really don't know his target share yet with Diggs there. B. Murphy wants to know who's scoring more here, Monty or DJ Moore. Don't know if it's PPR or not.
Well, if it's PPR, DJ Moore is scoring more. If it's non-PPR, Monty might score. But this one's close for me because, again, Monty's not going to give you pass catching yardage. He's just going to have to give you rushing yardage and hope for a touchdown. So if it's non-PPR, it's closer for me, but I probably do give the edge to Monty. But in half or full PPR, it's DJ Moore.
Right. Only in non could I say maybe Monty is the guy. Like, maybe Monty scores a touchdown. He could score 2. He did it last year, but you don't know. You can't count on that. So generally in a PPR format, a number 1 receiver like Moore is a safer bet. And then Sean Lagunde, got to replace Higgins. Would you go Brian Thomas, Brian Robinson, Chase Brown, or McLaughlin?
Oh, man.
I'd say probably not McLaughlin.
Yeah, it's half PPR. I might just go Brian Robinson, honestly. It's close between him and Brian Thomas. I mean, Brian Robinson could still score a touchdown. He'll still get the volume. I don't expect him to, have a big game with it. I don't expect a big game from Chase Brown, honestly. Not Jaleel McLaughlin. I mean, Brian Thomas is interesting, but it is half PPR. I might just go Brian Robinson here. Hope for the best.
Yeah. Not many rookie receivers in their first game go off, but especially Brian Thomas is still definitely the number 2 receiver. And again, he probably will be the number 3 target because Evan Ingram is still pretty much the top target there. Thomas is that upside with risk. Brian Robinson is a little bit more of the floor play, so go with what you want there. Brian Robinson, probably a safer bet. And then we got Alexander Courtney. Ayuk or Ford?
Oh, this is actually close for me. I might just go Ford, honestly. Maybe I'm too high on Ford, or maybe I'm too low on Ayuk, or both. I'm not sensing a big Ayuk game. I don't think Ayuk's going to get shut out. I don't think Sauce is going to completely shut him out, although it wouldn't completely shock me if he did. But I could see Ayuk just having maybe a 3-catch game or something. So I'm going to just chase the volume of Ford.
Right. Again, I think you can bench Ayuk if you have a good option. Ford should be a good option. I will say, though, just a good time to remind everyone, does help if you tell us PPR, half, or non, super flex, whatever. Thankfully, I think we're done with the rating of teams for the most part. If you are doing that still, you got to tell us how deep your league is. So the more information you give us, the better. You don't have to drop your entire roster. But yeah, let us know. This is why also just, again, reminder in case you missed it on the top, we do have an app where if you ask these same exact questions, start sit, waiver wire, trade questions, whatever, again, especially the start sit, if you go to Draft Lane, then you can actually put all of that information on there. In fact, we can just see your roster. If you log in because you go to Yahoo or Sleeper, it actually syncs with your leagues on Yahoo Sleeper. And we're still working to add some others for next season. ESPN doesn't play nicely, so sorry, ESPN users, but Yahoo Sleeper does sync. And so you can ask that question. We can actually see everything in your league, and you can type in your details. An example, somebody who had asked a question, and we just click on a button, and there it is. We can see what your team looks like. You don't have to type it all in there. So this is just an alternative throughout the season. Of course, we definitely want y'all on the live shows, and we love to answer the questions on the shows, but this is just something you can do maybe if we're not live at the time and you don't want to wait. So check it out. Draftlane.com will take you to either the App Store or the Play Store, Google Play. Download it. It's absolutely free, and it shows you a little bit more about how it works right there. So again, not just for drafts, it's for all that same things you ask us here in the live shows. You can use this during the season. The app is called Draft Lane. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't remind you about Underdog, because some of you, for some reason, have not tried Underdog yet. Underdog is the place to go for your NFL picks. And you can still draft. I know you're thinking, well, draft season's over. Oh, no. On Underdog, it's all season long, because you can draft for tournaments every single week. Week 1 right now, you still got time. You got about an hour left. You can draft a team for the morning slate, the afternoon slate, the entire day, the Monday night. You can do drafts and tournaments to win big money still if you missed out on best ball. So you can do picks, you can do drafts. If you sign up right now on Underdog for the very first time, you get this free pick, Dak Prescott getting a yard. But of course, to do that, you need this code. Use Endgame when you first sign up for Underdog. Use code Endgame, you get the free pick, and still that deposit match 50% up to $1,000 of bonus cash. So again, if you haven't tried Underdog, it's a great time to do it. Also, always a great time to have Roberto on. What is it?
What's up, Roberto?
The man himself. All right. So, of course, it's PPR. Ford, Monty, Javonte.
I'm going to give Ford the edge over Monty here. Again, it's PPR. He'll catch more passes. They're both behind great offensive lines. You could maybe convince me Monty's in the better offense. But I think Ford gets more touches. I think he definitely catches more passes. Very close between those two, but I'll go Ford.
Yeah, very close options, all of them here, kind of on that RB2, mid to low RB2 tier. We've been saying Ford. We already listed the reason I'm going to go Ford still. Alex Snodgrass, Real Estate. Okay, in a standard league, Chase or Pittman?
See, Pittman actually, I feel like, takes a hit in a standard scoring league. I mean, maybe it'll be different this year. Maybe he'll score touchdowns with Anthony Richardson. But until then, I feel like he takes a hit in standard scoring. I think I'm going to gamble on Chase. Chase, I think he has more touchdown upside. I think he has more big play upside. I think he'll play enough. I'm going to go Chase in standard.
I am not. I would just go Pittman, set it, and not worry about it. So this, Alex, depends on your confidence in Chase, risk tolerance. You know, Pittman is the safer play, obviously. Chase could have the higher upside. So that's your call there. Did start Saquon. Well, that's nice. Your team is AR Saquon. They do have your favorite nickname, AR5. Saquon,
there it is.
Adams, Pitts, Cooks. I mean, your team is good. I don't think just because you started Saquon, you're like, well, I'm good to go, because you never know. But
right.
Yeah. I would go Pittman, but he would go Chase. Anthony, Marrero. Would you start Fields over Goff?
No. I like Goff this week. He's at home. He gets that Rams defense. He should be good. I'm just going to go Goff.
Yeah, Goff is a very solid start. There's no need to take this risk. Goff is good. Right. Go with Goff. Now, if you said Burrow, that might be different. No. Call me Mr. Clutch. All right. Mr. Clutch.
All right, Mr. Clutch.
H.N., Connor, Ford, or Moss?
Again, I didn't draft H.N. in round 2 or round 3 just to bench him in week 1. Like, again, I'm just going to if you're like, I'm going to draft H.N. but bench him in week 1 when he's fully healthy and good to go, then just don't draft H.N. Just don't do it. Just pass. Pick somebody else. H.N.
You got to start H.N. here. There's no reason not to. So, yeah, there you go. Do a couple of quickies here. We're catching up on the super chats. We're about 20 minutes behind, but we'll get there. No worries. Ruben Cervantes, Godwin or Zach Moss?
Godwin in PPR, definitely.
Definitely Godwin here. Mike S. That same Ford or Javante.
I got Ford slightly. I got Ford ahead of Javante. I shouldn't even say slightly. Definitely Ford for me here.
Yeah, it's Ford here. Still going with him. Reggie Didson. Burrow and Chase. Or would you pivot to Goff and McLaurin?
How about Goff and Chase? I might go Goff and Chase. Although Goff and McLaurin is fine as well.
Yeah, that's true. I would just do Goff and McLaurin, but if you feel good about Chase, you can do Goff and Chase. It's up to you. All right, now let's go to Allie. 2 leagues. All right, for number 1, flex Brian Thomas, Singletary, or Stevenson, or guessing that's McConkey.
Monkey. Stevenson. Don't love it, but I like him better than all these guys. Stevenson.
Oh, Stevenson too. In the other league, it's either Gabe Davis, Adam Thielen, or Jordan Addison, I think.
Addison. Give me Addison. Not doing Gabe Davis, not doing Adam Thielen. Give me Addison. Not high on any of these guys, but Addison, the best of the worst.
Yeah, exactly. Don't feel great, but definitely feel better about him than those 2 guys. So let's go Addison. All right, good luck, Allie. Ricardo Andrade, 10-man PPR. We need 2 receiver and a flex. Got DJ Moore, Godwin, McLaurin, Javante, or Ramondre.
All right, one wide receiver, 1 flex. Oh man,
it's tough.
I'm going DJ Moore and Godwin, but it's hard having Terry on my bench. But Moore and Godwin for me.
I mean, it's full PPR. I'm going to flex one of those receivers. Really like, I like all 3 of those receivers. So, man. I mean, look, we talked to Godwin and McLaurin as booms. We've expressed some concerns about possibly the Bears just not having a big week. We just go with the upside, go Godwin, McLaurin, and sit DJ Moore this week. But you can go any of those guys, I think. Tom Wallace. Okay, so the question is who to sit. Can pick 2 at the flex. So he's got AR, Nakua, Evans, CMC, Rashad White, and Kincaid. Ford, Ayuk, Godwin. Who's the one that sits? Is it Ayuk?
I'm sitting Ayuk. I know it's crazy. I know I've been saying like, oh, I didn't draft, Achane in round 3 to sit him. I didn't draft Adams here to sit him. The difference for Ayuk for me is this week, even though you probably spent like a 3rd round pick on him, is he had hardly any training camp or practice. So there's obviously worry that like, is he in game shape? Are they going to like have to limit his snaps, but also Sauce Gardner? So I'm going to sit Ayuk.
And I am also going to sit Ayuk because I feel good enough about Godwin and Ford that they are strong starts. So there it is. Not often, maybe never the rest of the season, but you can sit Ayuk this week.
Yeah, that'll probably be that's probably the only time I say sit Ayuk all season.
Right. John Carvalho is back. Ford or Zeus?
All right, here I'm going to go Zeus. I like his matchup better. It's definitely close, but I'm going to go Zeus. It's half PPR, so I think that gives Zeus the slight edge.
I'm trying to decipher. Says Ford or Zamir White and Kirk, and the other in the flex. So I guess one as a running back, and then you're flexing Kirk.
Oh, and then so we're picking one as running back and one as flex out of these 3 guys. I think I'll go Zamir. I think I'll still give Kirk the edge here. It's close in half PPR, but I'll go Zamir and Kirk.
Yeah, I'll go Zamir and Kirk as well. Dion needs a flex in a non-PPR. Some tough choices. Olave, Godwin, Zamir White, or Deontay Johnson.
Okay, as much as I like Olave, Godwin, and Deontay, I think in non-PPR, you got to go with the running back who could get 20-plus touches. could get goal line carries. I got to go Zamir in non-PPR.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to bench any of those receivers. Olave, of course, has big upside. Godwin has big upside. Deontay. Go with the running back. Big on Zeus. Can't back down now. All right, Roberto. I think this is a little in addition to the first question. Javante or Ford? We said Ford, but what about Spears or B-Rob?
Oh, that one's close, but I'll give the edge to Brian Robinson. I just feel like he will get more touches. I think he has more touchdown upside. Like if Spears is going to score, it's probably going to have to be from a ways out. Like I don't think they're going to get to the one and give Spears a goal line carry. So slight lean Brian Robinson, but yeah, Ford on the first one.
Yeah, not a great matchup for Tennessee on the road with Chicago. So let's wait and see how good Spears look, how involved he is, etc. Go B-Rob. What about this? Is a take. Anthony saying Minshew is this year's Flacco.
You know who this year's Flacco might be? It might actually be Joe Flacco, because if Anthony Richardson gets hurt, Joe Flacco is going to be the QB for the Colts, and he could absolutely smash.
Yes, he could light it up in that offense. Hey, you and I co-own that one dynasty team, and we're keeping Flacco because it's a super flex league. It is the dynasty league. We're keeping Flacco because he bailed us out in that league. We won that league last year because we had Joe Flacco as our QB too down the stretch.
Yep.
I mean, that's not the only
starting job. He gets the starting job in Indy. Watch out.
Yeah. Although I will just say this, I'm not predicting this. I don't even think I should say, but if there were a situation that would make more sense, it actually might be Aiden O'Connell, because Flacco was the backup who came out of nowhere. Like right. Minshew's the starter this year. Minshew does not have great upside. Like if Aiden O'Connell comes in a couple of weeks and lights it up, I'm not saying that's going to happen.
No, that would be shocking, but you never know.
Yeah, D. Would you go Burrow over Caleb?
I'm going Burrow. Chase is going to be out there. He's going to play. It's Caleb's first start. I still want to trust Burrow a little bit more. And give me 1 minute here.
I'm not crazy about Burrow, but Chase is playing, and I guess I'll go Burrow just because, want to wait and see exactly what Caleb Williams does. I'm not out on Caleb Williams this week. I'll still say Burrow. If you have Goff, Stafford, somebody like that, sure, but I guess you can still go Burrow. But man, I once again am regretting even having Burrow anywhere. Not that I have a lot of him. Michael Masterson, flex Waddle, Eckler, Najee Harris, or JSN. I think you just got to go Waddle here. I mean, Eckler really shouldn't be a flex consideration when you have those guys. Najee, not with those guys. JSN is risky. Waddle is clearly ahead of those. In fact, Waddle should be more than a flex consideration. He really should be more like an every week wide receiver too. So he's your flex consideration. You set and you forget. Remember, he's not on the injured report. He's good to go. Yes, Tyreek Hill is playing, not behind bars as far as we know. So flex Waddle, he's definitely a strong start here. Let's go to Daniel Aguilera. Is it worth it to stash Luke McCaffrey? Okay. Well, it depends. Let's see. So who would I drop? Any Tank, Jerome, T-Lob, Mason, Palmer, Shakir, or Singletary? Okay, you're definitely not dropping Tank. Absolutely not. You're not dropping Jerome Ford. I mean, for Luke McCaffrey, I wouldn't drop any of these guys unless your starting quarterback is an elite starting quarterback and you really don't need T-Law. But for McCaffrey, I don't know. I'm not dropping any of these guys. Are you?
I'm not even dropping T-Law if you have an elite quarterback for McCaffrey. No.
Even if, the chances that this week 1, Luke McCaffrey has a big game. All right. Even if he has a big game, I'm not putting him in my starting lineup over any of these guys. So no. Only if you have room. Like, let's wait after this week. Maybe somebody gets hurt, whatever. And then you drop somebody anyways. Okay. Like if Singletary gets hurt, like seriously hurt, and he's out for several weeks, you don't necessarily have to run out to pick up Eric Gray. Okay, fine. Stash Luke McCaffrey. Josh Bennett. PPR, a gauntlet league. Ooh, okay. Who do you feel better about this week, Palmer or Gus? Same offense.
Gus. I feel better about Gus. I'm not worried about this committee. I don't think Vidal is going to be that involved. Even if it's a 50-50 between Dobbins and Gus, Dobbins will probably be running for like 1 or 2 yards of carry, and Gus will be getting like 4 or 5 yards of carry. And when they get near the goal line, I expect it to be Gus. Give me Gus.
Give me Gus too. Big on Gus. I trust the running game in LA more than the passing game. I'm not fully buying. I know they're saying, "Oh, well, we'll see." And J.K. Dobbins looks great. Come on, it's going to be Gus Edwards mostly. Dollar Bill got the super chat. What's up?
What's up?
All right,
this one.
Sit. Well, I think this is the same question from before. We did answer it, but who are you sitting? Zamir, Monty, or Mostert?
I think we said Mostert.
Yeah.
I think I said Mostert. We did this one very early, Bill. Welcome back, though. Yeah. I mean, all these guys feel very good to me this week, but I think Mostert's the one. Plus, you're a Raiders fan. You got to start your boys in here. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, in this case, this is a no-brainer. All right. And then we got Alex has got some clarification here. So he's saying he has Nico and Tank in one league. Asking if that's okay. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, second league, Pickens or Diggs. I mean, I probably still go Pickens over Diggs, but if you want to go Diggs, I mean, I guess that way, like, you're pretty much you're hedging your bet. Like, if they make Diggs a guy today, at least one of my leagues benefits. But if Diggs isn't the guy, at least I have Nico or Tank in the other league. I don't know. You could hedge that way, I guess. I'm trying to, but I probably go Pickens over Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, for me, think about how I have them ranked. Again, you go to Draft Lane, you can see our rankings still. I'm still bigger on Pickens. I'm not changing that this week. Diggs could have a big week. I'm still going to be higher on Pickens just in general until I see that Diggs looks like the old Diggs. So that's just me. And then Swift or Gus, RB2. He messed up. And that's okay. It happens.
I mean, I'm a little higher on Swift now, but I think I still go Gus. But this is closer now that Rashawn is out. But I still am not convinced that Swift is going to be a workhorse. Give me Gus.
Yeah. Give me Gus. Still big on Gus this week. This is closer now, but I still go Gus. All right, so Hawks cards. Here's a curveball. You weren't expecting to hear this name today, probably. Judy Cordell.
Judy or almost anybody. I would pick the anybody. But when it's Tank Dell, I'm definitely picking Tank Dell.
It is definitely Tank Dell. Yeah, I can't think of how many receivers I would have below Judy. It's not too many. Like maybe this is all he needed was change of scenery. Maybe not. Vic TX361. What is up, Vic? You go the rookie Marvin Harrison, or you go Drake London? Ooh, man. This might be the toughest one we had.
This is. Because they're both kind of like, I feel very good about both of them, but at the same time, they're both kind of like we don't know yet. We really don't know yet. I'm just going to go Harrison Jr. I feel good enough about him. I'm not worried about the Bills' defense. Give me Harrison.
Right. These guys were drafted. I mean, I know toward the end of draft season, Harrison jumped up. He was basically a first-round pick in underdog leagues, and people start to get higher on him. That doesn't matter now. These guys are both low-end wide receiver 1, or depending on your league size, maybe high-end wide receiver 2 types. This is going to be based on matchup every given week, I think. I'm going to give the edge to Harrison because, again, that Buffalo defense, sorry, Bills fans, you might be a little concerned about, well, the offense too, but mainly the defense this year. And they're missing Milano. They're missing those safeties. I'm going to go Harrison. I think he does get fed this week. I mean, I love McBride, but I think Harrison has a very strong week. So let's follow that up with almost as tough question about London. Paper, you go Waddle or London?
I think I'm just going to go Waddle. Again, I like London. I think there's going to be a lot. I mean, the fact that you even have this decision, what is your team? Like, if the fact that you have a decision of Harrison Jr. or London, like, how are they not just your wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because here's follow up. He's got Chase. Would you sub Chase for Waddle?
Yeah, I might go Waddle over Chase. I probably feel good enough about Waddle. I can just bench Chase. So just go Waddle, and London.
There you go. That's what I would do. I mean, good, hard decision to make here. Chris Moyer.
Same question.
Chase or Waddle?
Just go Waddle. He's healthy. He's not on a snap count.
Right. When you got a player like this, I can sit Chase. Go Waddle here. All right, and Anthony. Kamara, Mixon, or Shakir at the flex. PPR.
Kamara. In PPR, give me Kamara. I like the matchup. I think he'll catch a lot of passes. Give me Kamara.
It is full PPR, so give the edge to Kamara over Mixon. And Shakir doesn't have to stack up with these guys. All right, Steven, Reyna, Connor, or Cooper. PPR.
In PPR, I'm definitely going Cooper here. I think he's got way more upside this week.
All right, Connor's a solid play, but full PPR, go with the upside of Amari. And then Cali Kid, full PPR RB2, Sabir White, Javonte Williams.
Going Zamir. I like the matchup. I mean, Javonte could catch more passes, which could help him in PPR, but I think Zamir White, more touchdown upside, will get more touches. Give me Zamir.
Can't back down now. Going White, all in on Zeus having a monster game. I think he will. Let's talk about Billy Joe Billingsley. Good to see you too. Dak or Tua?
Give me Tua. I know Dak just got paid, but he still has to go on the road against Cleveland. I don't like that. Just give me Tua, but I will take Dak over Caleb this week because, again, it's his first NFL start, and as much as I like Caleb, I don't want to risk Caleb going out there and looking like a rookie. So Tua and Dak.
Right. It's not a great matchup for Dak, so you can go Tua, but I'll trust the guy who's been there, done that. Let's wait on Caleb. So Tua, Dak. And if this is two different leagues, I mean, you split the difference, right? So if Dak does great, you're like, yeah, I started Dak in one league. And if he, tanks, then you're like, yeah, I got Tua. Okay.
Right.
That's how it's supposed to work. Sidekick Kid 87. Goff or Stafford in that same matchup on Sunday night?
Yeah, I like both these guys, but Goff's the one at home. Goff's got that Lions offensive line. Give me Goff.
I'm actually, and I'll tell you, I have to say I'm going Stafford because I did it. And again, maybe I'm just too risk averse. I benched Burrow, partly out of spite, I'll admit. I benched Burrow and I picked up. I had the choice because in our leagues, people don't stash backup quarterbacks. So I could have picked either Goff or Stafford, and I picked Stafford. I mean, it's because I know Detroit's at home, but I feel like Detroit's defense is worse than LA's defense. And, I feel better about Detroit's running game than the Rams' running game right now. They got Gibbs and Monty there. Might establish the run better. I don't know. I'm going to go Stafford, but both are good choices, which doesn't help you because you're asking about both. But Edward Nolasco. Here's the starting lineup. Hurts, JJ, Amon-Ra, Jacobs, White, Mixon, Walker, McBride, and Moody. Terry, Kirk,
Wow, what a bench.
Johnson, Singletary, Murray, and the Muth on the bench. I don't know how deep this. I'm guessing is an 8-teamer.
Yeah, so your starting lineup is JJ and Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's even for an 8-teamer, that's pretty incredible. Jacobs, White, Mixon, and Walker. Is this non-PPR?
Yeah, that's
You're starting
also
all those running backs?
Flexing those running backs instead of those receivers.
I mean, if it's non-PPR, do it. Absolutely do it. McBride and Moody. Moody? Who's Moody? Mooney?
I would be a kicker.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. There you go. If you thought it was a bit, if you thought this was a bit where I didn't know kickers, you just got live proof that I do not know kickers. I thought that was a typo for Moody. I'm like, why are you starting Moody over? Okay, I get it now. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's non-PPR because you're starting all those running backs. So if it is, go with all those running backs. If it's full PPR, I'd probably put like Deontay in over Mixon.
Yeah, I mean, based on your roster and your starting lineup, I'm assuming it's 8-team and non-PPR as well. So if that's the case, that's fine. You can go guys like Mixon and White over Terry and Kirk. If it is half or full PPR, I think you make those switches. But otherwise, you're good. I mean, if it's an 8-team league, it's still pretty stacked, right? For non-PPR with those running backs. I know you don't have like CMC or Bijan, but it's still maybe like a 9.
Yeah.
All right. Zamalek got likely. I mean, look, it's fine to add likely. Will he keep it up? I mean, of course not.
I mean, if I keep it up, you mean he's going to do this every week? Obviously not. Nobody is going to do this every week, not even like CMC or Tyreek Hill. Will he be involved in this offense? Yes, because I do think we're going to see the Ravens run more 2 tight end sets this year, but not every team is going to defend the Ravens like the Chiefs did by just bracketing Mark Andrews and double teaming Mark Andrews. And let's also not forget Mark Andrews was in a car crash, barely practiced leading up to this game, may not have been, fully conditioned 100%. So is likely a streamable, viable tight end option. Yes, is likely going to be a league winning tight end. Not unless Mark Andrews gets completely injured.
Yeah, so I'll just say I'd take all projections with a huge grain of salt because, of course, they change constantly. I saw one pretty reliable source, or what you want to call it, post revised projections for fantasy rest of the season after week 1. Mark Andrews tight end 8, Isaiah Likely tight end 12. I still think that's pretty optimistic on Isaiah Likely, but I think that's reasonable if we see him out there. They do run a lot more 2 tight end sets, and he makes those big plays. So yeah, sure. I'm going to tell you, I'll say he's worth picking up in leagues, but don't just assume you can roll with him as your starting tight ends the rest of the season, and don't drop like a David Njoku, Jake Ferguson type for Likely.
Yeah, and please don't drop Mark Andrews.
No, absolutely. I think I'm going to have to clarify that in the waiver wire video. Just look, don't drop Mark Andrews. Let's do this quick one. Predator Wild. Would you go Chase or Amari?
I might just go Amari. I like Amari enough this week. I think he has just as much upside as Chase with less risk. Again, remember Dallas down. Blam. I don't think is Trayvon Diggs. Is he still? I don't even know, but not worried about the Dallas secondary. I'm gonna go Cooper.
I'm gonna go Cooper too. What about 8-2 Quar? Final bench spot: Yoshi, Shaheed, or AD Mitchell?
Oh. I want to say Shaheed, but I also want to say Yoshi just in case. Just in case he does something, and we don't know how long Higgins is going to be out for. Look, if Shaheed and AD Mitchell are still on your bench, it means, still on your waivers, it means nobody's like rushing out to grab them. Maybe just grab Yusevich. Because if he goes off this week, like if he's like the number 2, yeah, you're gonna be glad he's on your bench. So maybe grab Josevic, see what he does. If not, you can drop him. If he does nothing, you can drop him for one of these guys next week.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I was going to just say Shaheed, bigger on him, but what if Yoshi does go off this week? Maybe just worth having him. So, yeah, why not? It's your last bench spot. Shoot for the upside. And then C, Brazy, Kenneth Walker, or Najee.
Walker, definitely Walker here.
Definitely Walker. All right, now Steven Reyna, James Conner, or Amari Cooper in PPR.
Cooper definitely in PPR, way more upside. I feel like we had this one.
Yeah, I
think somebody else had the same question.
Same question. All right. And if you did super chat, we're getting there about 15 minutes behind. So hang tight. Zamalik with the 11th pick in a 12 team or half PPR. So of course we get to rate my team one. Hurts, Stafford, Saquon Jones, Singletary, Puka Debo, Higgins, Pickens, Keenan and Polk, likely in Fance. I wonder, did you draft likely? Probably not. Elliott and the Jets.
All right. Half PPR, Saquon, Aaron Jones, Singletary, fine. Puka, Debo, Higgins, Pickens. I mean, I would say this is really good, but we don't know about Higgins. I mean, let's just hope he's back next week and fine. Tight ends are okay. I mean, I know right now you're feeling great about you're like, I got likely I'm going to win my league. But again, I don't think we see likely anything close to that ever again this year, unless Andrews gets hurt. And then all of a sudden, then he's like a must start. You got Hurts. It's solid. I'll say an 8.
Yeah, I hope you didn't drop Mark Andrews, but it's good. It's a good team. Your RB2 is fine. Your receiver room is still plenty good because you can put Pickens as your third receiver, Higgins as your fourth. I think it's fine. So 8 sounds fair, but he's got a question too. At the flex, Singletary, Pickens, or Keenan?
Give me Pickens. Just has the most upside of these guys. Singletary's fine. Keenan is maybe fine. We'll see. Give me Pickens.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Pickens here. Still a huge upside. Ghost Dog, Dak, T-Law, or Fields in a 14-teamer. Thank you for dropping Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, give me T-Law here. I think T-Law will probably have to throw it a lot in this game against the Dolphins. Not worried about the Dolphins secondary. Jalen Ramsey, way less than 100%. Give me T-Law this week. Most weeks I'll probably say Dak, but this week T-Law.
Exactly. Based on the matchup, you can sit Dak for T-Law. Good that you stash Fields just in case in a 14-teamer, but yeah, definitely don't need to risk him. Dryer Hughes, Chuba or Mostert?
Mostert, way more upside. Like Chuba's fine. He'll get you points. Maybe he can score a touchdown, but maybe he won't. Mostert, more upside. Give me Mostert.
Yeah, I feel like I was going to say, oh, like floor ceiling. Mostert still has a floor. He's going to get touches. He's going to get some yards.
Right.
It's like there's not like there's no floor here. Go Mostert. Skyward, Josevic or Odunze?
I'm gonna go Odunze. I don't know. Maybe I'm too low on Josevic. I feel like it's a trap, especially with Chase playing now. I don't know. Just give me Odunze.
Odunze should be fine. He'll be involved. You want to shoot for the moon, go Josevic, but again, I don't feel like. Again, we were saying yesterday could be a trap, right? This could be a trap play, but now Chase is playing, so Odunze is fine. Dion, again, if you have time, we always have time for the members. Starting 2 receivers in non-PPR, got Garrett Wilson, London, also has Godwin, Olave, and Deontay on the bench. In non-PPR, you swap anybody?
Probably not. I mean, it's not like I feel like Godwin or Olave or Deontay Johnson have massive touchdown upside on any given week. So just, Wilson and London are fine.
Right. Deontay, more value in a PPR league. Again, London, clearly the number 1 receiver. Godwin, technically still the 2 there. Olave would be the only one. I might swap Olave for London, but not necessarily. Just think you're fine with London. All right, Seth Swirsky. Thank you, Seth. Again, 12-team PPR. Ayuk, Brian Robinson Jr., Vlad McConkey for the last flex spot. So how low can you go on Ayuk?
I can't go this low on Ayuk. Like I don't love Brian Robinson this week. If Brian Robinson had like a smash matchup, I'd probably say him, but he really doesn't. And behind that offensive line, not feeling great. Lad first game. In this case, I'll go Ayuk. This case, I will go Ayuk.
Yes. I think you could still go Ayuk here, and especially because you are saying it is PPR. Again, if you have a different option, like just down here, Siddharth Morales saying Dell versus Ayuk. Okay, I can go Dell over Ayuk, right? You would agree?
Okay. Yes, I can go Dell over Ayuk.
But Seth, Brian Robinson, not the best. Lad McConkey, let's see it. Palmer's still probably going to be the number 1 receiver there for the Chargers. They're going to run a lot. You can just still go with Ayuk. He's probably going to do something. He'll do something. Steve Livingston, flex in half. Tank, Pollard, Chuba, Dunze.
Definitely Dell for me over these guys. Like, again, these guys are fine. If you're like, hey, I'm in a pinch, I got to start them, they're fine. But Dell has way more upside than all these guys. I want Dell.
Yes. Gonna go Tank. Yeah, definitely Tank over any of these guys. I don't think anybody even quite comes close. Cali Kid, another one, full PPR, needs a flex. Cup or Evans? These are your flex.
I mean, as much as I like Cup, I think I got to go Evans this week against the Commanders. He has so much upside. I mean, yeah, like Cup a lot, but give me Evans. Give me Evans. Man, how are these guys your flexes?
I mean, got to be a smaller league, I'm guessing, but wow. Evans, I mean, they both have great matchups, right? And they're both stud receivers. I don't know. I don't even know how to pick. I guess Evans. Julio Espinoza. PPR, okay. Chase, Ayuk, or Javonte Williams?
I'm just going to roll with Chase. He's playing. Ayuk risky. Javonte, what's the upside for Javonte this week? Just give me Chase here.
In this case, I will go Chase. Not that I really want to, but at least he's playing. I feel like he can do more than Ayuk, even if he does have limited snaps. And PPR, you're going to have more upside. I'm not sold on Javonte anyway. So, Julio, you can go Chase here. All right, we got to do this one. Timothy James B. has to win. This is a must win because he's playing his 13-year-old son. You will never hear the end of it if you lose this one. Just saying. All right, Hasbro Chase, unfortunately. Would you pivot to JD and Godwin or maybe mix and match?
I might go Burrow Godwin. Again, it's not like Jaden Daniels is risk-free here. I mean, he's a rookie making his first ever start. So I might go Burrow Godwin.
Yeah, actually, that's what I would do here. I think Godwin is one of those receivers I can put over Chase. Jaden Daniels is too risky. So Burrow, Godwin seems totally fine. Good luck. We are pulling for you. Tris says that Keenan Allen is active, but thinking about Brandon Cooks instead of Keenan.
I mean, I get it if you want to bench Keenan, but I don't feel great about Brandon Cooks. You're probably needing like a big touchdown from Brandon Cooks. Not loving this Cowboys offense this week on the road in Cleveland. I'll just roll Keenan Allen and hope he is involved enough, honestly.
Yeah, if Cooks had a better matchup, I might say with Cooks, but at Cleveland, don't feel a big game. I think just go with Keenan. We haven't heard that he's going to be limited, like he's playing. So if he's playing,
he's definitely playing.
Yeah, I think you can still go with Keenan. I mean, neither of these guys scream high ceiling this week. All right, Mr. Jace Cool, 30. Fields or Goff?
I'm still going Goff. I know everybody's excited for Fields at rushing upside, but there's also the kills your week downside when he throws 2 interceptions and fumbles or something, right? And just give me Goff. Give me Goff. Goff's in a good spot this week.
Yeah, Goff should be totally fine. I mean, he should be a top 12 quarterback, really. No reason to risk Fields there. All right, and then just because we haven't had enough questions like this, Noah Fant or D Hop? This is Sam Sex.
Well, okay. I don't even like Noah Fant. But I just saw this where in warmups, D Hop did not even warm up with the starter. He did not even take snaps with the starters. Like, even if I could see D Hop being very limited today. I could see D Hop standing on the sideline not playing. I'll just gamble on Fant and not risk the 0 from D Hop.
Right. I mean, not even feeling great about Ridley because of the matchup. How can you feel good about D Hop, who's barely able to walk? I mean, just because he's active doesn't mean he's going to do anything. So, yeah. Ideally, you're not flexing Noah Fant. I don't know who you have on the waiver wire, if you could even pick anybody up with 10 minutes left, but I guess between these two, go Fant. Dat Ratchet, good morning. Hubbard or Javante? It says, though, got Ladd in a flex spot. Other options are Davis, Spears, or could grab Yoshi.
I mean, I'm going Javante over Chuba. I feel better about Javante. Do I flex Chuba over Ladd? I mean, I might. I don't know if that's what he's saying here. Because again, I mean, Ladd, first game, like, are we expecting Ladd McConkey to go out there and just dominate week 1? I mean, Chuba's gonna get the touches at least. So if you can play Chuba and Javante over Ladd, I think I'd do that. But if not, I go Javante over Chuba.
Yeah, I don't know if we're asking for a running back spot and a flex spot or what. So, I don't think. Yeah, Davis, no. Spears, no. You could pick up Yoshi. I don't know if I would just immediately start him over those guys. I mean, I would say you could pick up Yoshi and drop if it's Gabe Davis, right? I'm assuming it's Gabe Davis. Is there another Davis?
Can't think of another Davis.
I'd pick up Yoshi over Gabe Davis just to stash him.
Yeah.
And then I would go, if you could, those two running backs, if that's the option. All right. Got about a little over 10 minutes left. We're going to catch up on all the super chats. I promise we're almost there. Keith Ford, Christian Kirk, or Zamir White, half PPR.
Ooh, I will say it's close in half PPR. I think I still go Kirk, but man, this is really close in half PPR. Really close. But I'll still give the edge to Kirk.
I know I'm so big on White and it's half, but I still got to go with the receiver in Kirk because Kirk should and could have a big game. We says Gonzalez, welcome. Now, are you worried about Justice Hill because of the Thursday night game? No.
Justice Hill is going to be what we said, like the past, like we said, like Derrick Henry does not catch passes. If anybody's freaked out about Derrick Henry not being out there and passing downs, like, you don't know who Derrick Henry is. He's never been the pass catching running back ever. In games where the Ravens are throwing the ball a lot and they're behind, like on Thursday, then yeah, Justice Hill will have a role, but that's going to rarely be the case this year. So I mean, look, if you have Henry and you want to pick up Justice Hill as a handcuff, I'd spend maybe like $3 to $5 on him.
But would you drop any of these guys for Justice Hill?
No,
I don't think so. No, not for those guys. Josh Nelson, Terry or Kirk, full PPR.
Oh, very close, but I think Terry has more upside this week. I'm going to go Terry.
Very close. Go with the upside. Go Terry. Sammy, Dak Fields.
I still go Dak here. Again, we can't just act like Fields is like a lock. I'm going Dak.
He's not his greatest matchup, but you can still feel better about Dak. We have no idea what we're going to get from Fields. Remember, Fields is still not the starting quarterback in Chicago for a reason. K3, Dell, Gus, or Pickens at the flex. Don't know format.
Yeah, I can eliminate Gus here unless it's completely non-PPR. Then I'll go Gus. But any half or full PPR, I'm going to go Dell. I think he has just as much upside as Pickens with slightly less risk. I mean, he's still risky because he's got two other good wide receivers, but he's got Stroud. Give me Dell.
Yeah, I'll just say if this is half or standard, this is a really tough decision. I'm big on Gus, but if it is PPR, I can't go Gus over these receivers. I still like Pickens, but I'll go Dell. Gatelin Powell. Okay, Pickens or Zamir White at the flex. It's PPR.
Oh, this is like the floor ceiling debate. If you want the floor, you want the guarantee. Well, but I mean, Pickens isn't going to get a goose egg, right? He's not going to get no catches. No. I probably in full PPR, I'd probably still go Pickens. I just think he has more upside. I like Zeus this week, but Pickens more upside.
I know. Again, this is tough. These are, I think, basically my two favorite non-Dolphins players. I go Pickens. It's full PPR. Got to go with the guy who's the number one receiver. And then just dropping by to say good luck, except to you, Chris, in the league that you're playing, Anthony.
That's fair.
That's fair enough. Or good luck to you.
Thank
and he's got
you,
a
Anthony.
question. But not really a question. We're going to get you 100K subs. That's the goal, right? That's definitely the goal.
That would be amazing. Yeah, if you haven't subbed and you're appreciative, hit that sub. Let's get to 100K this year. That'd be incredible.
Yeah. If we're helping you out, then to help us out, just a click. That's all it takes. Hit the like, hit the sub.
One quick click.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Anthony. You are actually awesome too. Zay 26, Swift or Ford in half?
Yeah, this has gotten a little closer with the Rashawn Johnson inactive, but I'm still going Ford. I like Ford this week. He's behind a great offensive line. I mean, so Swift, but I feel good that Ford is going to get the touches. So give me Ford.
This is where it gets really close. Guys, I've been saying Ford. I'll still lean Ford. I could see Swift maybe having a big game, but I'll go forward still too. And Lilish 4799, Ayuk or Cooper?
Cooper, definitely Cooper. Don't risk it with Ayuk. Cooper has, and I did look. Trayvon Diggs is playing, but I'm still not feeling good about him. He's coming off an ACL tear. Like, how effective is he going to be? I still think Cooper can take advantage of him, so I'm going Cooper.
Yeah, definitely going Cooper here. And then would you go Eckler or Chase Brown at the RB2?
Yeah, just give me Chase Brown. I mean, I don't even feel that good about Brian Robinson. How good can I feel about Eckler? I mean, look, maybe Eckler gets like 4 or 5 dump offs and gets you like something, but I think Chase Brown can do that too. Give me Chase Brown.
Yeah, you might as well go for some upside. It's going to be Chase Brown here. All right, and will it be a full Taysom day? James 420, just calling it right now. No shock.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
Nothing can surprise us anymore. Alberto Gallardo has another question here. Doesn't say if it's PPR, but wants to know Terry or Monty.
Okay. In full PPR, Terry. In non-PPR, Monty. In half PPR, it gets very close. I think in half, I'll slightly go Terry.
Yeah, exactly. Only in non-PPR, you go with the running back. In half or full, go Terry here. And then Mike Phillips, in full, DJ Moore, Christian Kirk.
I'm still going DJ Moore. I still think he'll be the number one for. I mean, there's certainly risk with Caleb making his first start, but I don't feel like I feel like Christian Kirk is going to be like, you're not going to be disappointed you started Christian Kirk, but I don't think Christian Kirk is going to have like a huge game. I think DJ Moore at least has a potential for a big play. So I'm going to go DJ Moore.
This one is close for me. I kind of lean Christian Kirk just because I do think he could have a big game because maybe I see things a little differently. Kind of expect the Dolphins to put up a lot of points, maybe get out to a lead, and the Jags have to pass a lot. Am I being an overly optimistic Dolphins fan?
Probably.
Okay. I mean,
Kirk should be
assume
good.
the Jags
Kirk
will
should
have
be
to
good.
pass a lot. No, I would never be that. It is really close for here. I might lean Kirk, but partly also because let's see how much Caleb Williams really, slings it. And they got 3 receivers there, I kind of want to see what it's going to look like. I know DJ Moore is going to be the number 1 there, but Keenan and then Odunze has gotten a lot of hype. So I lean Kirk because I just think he's going to get more targets. All right, we are caught up on the super chats, which is good because we have like 5 minutes left. So we'll do a last couple of questions. Let's do Arvin because he's got that membership. So thank you, Arvin. What is up? Definitely glad to have you back. Zamir, JMO, or McConkey?
Zamir. Even in PPR, I'm going Zamir. I like him this week.
Yeah. I like Williams. Well, let's see it. Love Zamir this week. There you go. Cod, do you have to donate for us? No, I see your message right now. Let's see what else. Now, look, we are backed up. We've just answered over 120 super chats. So now that we are finally caught up with 2 minutes left, we will try to do some more. We did answer some non-super chats, but look, that's just how it works. If people are donating to get their question answered, we're going to answer those first.
Yes.
Let's do this one, Derek. Aaron Jones or Devontae Adams?
I mean, I like Aaron Jones this week, but again, I think you got to just roll. Unless it's non-PPR, I think you got to just roll with Devontae Adams.
Yeah, exactly. I think Aaron Jones could have a big week against the Giants, but I'm not gonna sit Devontae Adams. There's really no need to. Let's see who else. Let's try to get some players we have not talked about yet, if that's possible. Let's help this one out. Jay Fuego, Fields or Dak?
Dak. Fields very risky still.
Barlow 20, Deep League. Ooh, this is a good one. Lockett or AD Mitchell?
I think I'll still go Lockett. I don't know. I mean, I could see Mitchell being very limited in his snaps. I'll just gamble on Lockett if I have to pick. Not even big on Lockett this week.
Yeah, I take a chance on Mitchell, right? Maybe he'll be involved. Maybe make a big play. He's got a lot of hype. How high can you be on Lockett? Let's see. Brandon Duggar. What's up, Brandon? DJ Moore or Pittman?
I'll go Pittman here. Like he should get all the targets, most of the targets. He's got Richardson. Let's go Pittman.
Yes. Just kind of talked about DJ Moore. Still a good start, but not my favorite this week. I'm just locking Pittman in there. All right, let's do one more because it is almost kickoff, guys. We haven't set your lineups. I suggest you do that now.
Yes.
Here's a good one. Casimo 7. Bo Nix or Justin Fields?
Here, I'll take Fields. Give me that rushing upside, Fields.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust Bo Nix probably at all, but definitely not this week. All right, let's give Anthony the last word here. Happy football day. Yes, definitely. Yes, happy week football. 1. By the way, it is not too late because even though the games are about to kick off, if you haven't signed up for Underdog and put any picks in, you can still do the picks because they have in-game live picks. But if you want to lock in the Dak Prescott free pick, you're going to have to get that in before kickoff. You can do that by signing up for Underdog for the first time. Just make sure you use promo code ENDGAME, which, by the way, that's Dak Prescott just getting a yard. That go higher. Trust me on that. Higher on half a yard, and you can combine that with any other pick or group of picks. Just make sure when you do get that Underdog account, all you do is put promo code ENDGAME. You get bonus cash. You get free picks. You get so much more. You can do picks live while the games are updating. It's fun, and you have a good chance to win money. So check it out. if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Good luck to everybody this week and, of course, the rest of the season. Don't forget, we're going to be dropping videos very soon. In fact, the very first video for week 1 reaction to week 2 is going to come out
right after Sunday Night Football.
You don't even have to wait till tomorrow. Tonight, you're going to see a video, instant reaction. That's right. And tomorrow and the next day, you're going to see new videos every single day, getting you ready for next week, talk about what happened in week 1, and live shows almost every single day. So make sure you hit notifications if you haven't already. One more, by the way, here, Tyler Sperry, Under the Gun. Bears or
I assume Seattle. Give me Seattle at home against Bo Nix, and then Dell over Shakir for sure.
Yeah, easily Dell over Shakir. Put Dell in your lineup. If it's Seattle, go Seattle. I thought maybe that was Steelers at first, but I don't know. All right, fine. KOD, Chase or Kirk? You're gonna go Chase or Kirk?
Chase.
Fine, go Chase. I'll go Kirk, but there, make you like it even less. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.